0%. Chapter 1 National Star Sea Game. Thousands of beautiful girl sailors. Welcome to the Shanghai era. Here, each of you will have an initial battleship. Send your spaceship, collect materials in the universe, and then upgrade to create your own space fleet. In this endless dark universe, you must always beware of anyone. Be careful and be careful, otherwise, you will die without a place to be buried. Only fight, to face the countless races of the endless star sea. To create your own galaxy era. Am I reborn? Qin Sheng sat up suddenly, looking at the surrounding scenery and searching for the memory in his mind. Immediately understood what was going on. Hearing the vast words coming from his ears, he was really reborn. The Shanghai game is coming. Qin Sheng is now on Earth, but in 5 minutes, the whole Earth will be destroyed. At the same time, tens of billions of people around the world will be thrown into the deep space of the universe. One warship per person, one space base, began to develop. This cosmic star sea, the surface is calm, in fact, the undercurrent is surging. Not only to beware of other human players, but also to face countless alien forces in the universe. There are even those that appear to be unremarkable on the surface, but are actually leftovers from the ancient cosmos era. A degenerate civilization with godlike technology. The fallen empire awakens, Iron Heart exterminates, Iron Man rebellion, and the rectification agreement. Warp demon invasion. 4. The great warp space evil god, Zinch, sexuality, Korn, and Nurgle. Zerg invasion. Wait, all kinds of late natural disasters. Qin Sheng, in his previous life, has been in the Shanghai game for hundreds of years. It was during the battle with the warp demons that he and his entire fleet were wiped out. Buried in the starry sky. Shanghai game, although it is called a game, is an extremely real universe. This time, I can rely on the advantage of foresight to walk ahead of everyone. Master my own destiny. Instead of being consumed as cannon fodder like in the previous life. There was a dangerous light in Qin Sheng's eyes. Soon, time passed, and light flashed in front of Qin Sheng. He was in a blue space. The voice of the Shanghai game system rang in my ears. You have entered the subspace, waiting to be assigned. Please identify your character codename. Qin Sheng took a deep breath and gave a very public name, Emperor. Character code. Emperor, confirmed. Assigning you, your initial star race. Confirmation is complete. Your initial star race has been determined. Silicon-based creatures, tactical humanoids. Silicon-based creatures, tactical humanoid. A mechanical creature with the appearance of a beautiful human girl. Combat potential. S rank. Wisdom potential. SSS level. Comprehensive potential. SSS level. Racial special ability. Iron Heart assimilation. Can be assimilated to other races. Unlimited loyalty to you. Immune to the influence of the late natural disaster and rectification agreement. Introduction. The appearance is similar to that of human beings, and it is extremely realistic, but it is actually a superior race of mechanical creations. Every Shanghai game player will have an initial race. The potential level of the race under his command also represents the height of future development. Potential grades range from F to SSS. The human race is rated at D. In the previous life, the race under Qin Sheng's command was the D-level human race. Of course, it is not that a race with low potential cannot necessarily develop to its peak. In the late stage, you can also choose routes such as mechanical ascension, psychic ascension, and genetic ascension for your own race, so as to develop the brain domain of the race. Makes his own race leap forward. But now, Qin Sheng's initial race is a tactical humanoid with SSS level potential. It is equivalent to that he has already completed the mechanical ascension of his own race in the late stage. Standing in front of the starting line of tens of billions of players. Immune to natural disasters in the late game, rectify the agreement. Qin Sheng almost trembled with excitement. In the later universe, there will be a natural disaster, Iron Man rebellion, and a rectification agreement. And his tactical humanoid girl is infinitely loyal to him and immune to this natural disaster. At the beginning of the game, you will enter the Galaxy region, the Orion subdivision, the 0521 galaxy codenamed 02140 in the constellation of Shepherds. Galactic coordinates, Z21014, X12854, Y641234. The 0521 Bose galaxy, with 3 stable star systems, has a galaxy radius of 1.5 light-years. You have obtained the initial battleship, 1 FG-300 frigate and 1 X-8 small engineering ship. A flash of light flashed in front of him, and he was already in a space battleship, FG-300 frigate, bridge. A family of tactical humanoid girls welcomed the Emperor. Before Qin Sheng could react, he heard a chorus of beautiful female voices that were extremely pleasant and pleasant. I saw hundreds of white-skinned, long-legged, delicate and beautiful girls, each with their own merits, standing neatly in front of Qin Sheng. Among them, the leader was a black-haired girl in a white research suit, with slender legs, the most perfect figure, the most delicate face, and an expressionless face like frost. Scientific research doll. K1 Anbelia, greetings to you. When Anberia's frosty face faced Qin Sheng, there was a warmth like a melting glacier, but it was instantly covered up by it. Tactical figure. K-1. Race. Silicon-based creature tactical humanoid. Body length. 182 cm. Level. LV.1. Occupation. Researcher. Passive skill. Supercomputer, hash rate, excellent. Potential upper limit. SSS. Qin Sheng's breathing almost stopped. The cold-haired black-haired girl in front of her is currently at an excellent level of computing power. Whether it is a battleship or an item, the Shanghai game has a level division. Take the computer level as an example. Ordinary, good, quantum, excellent, quantum excellence, Turing, galactic Turing, universe ultimate. Although it is only an excellent grade at present, its potential evaluation is SSS grade. That is to say, when the future develops to its peak, Anbelia's computing power is enough to calculate the entire universe by one person. Battle figure. Z1 Isla, greetings to you, esteemed Emperor. Before Qin Sheng could speak, another tall and beautiful girl with long blonde hair tied into a single ponytail and a confident smile on her face stood up. Ella had a big grin on her pretty face. Engineering figures. Greetings from G1 Neil, dear Emperor. A timid girl's voice rang out. Neil had 2 flax braids and looked frail. 0%. Chapter 2 Interstellar Pirates, reward a 100-fold increase. Ask for an evaluation ticket. P.S. Picture in the lower right corner, FG-300 frigate. Angelia, call up the details of the current battleship. Qin Sheng immediately gave the order. Yes, Emperor. Anberia's delicate face was expressionless, and she executed the order meticulously. Model. FG-300 combat frigate. Type. Frigate. Armor. Primary special alloy armor plate. Armor thickness. 250 mm. Body length. 250 meters. Weight. 85,500 tons. Hull structure value. 9,650. Weapon system. FG-300 type shipborne 120mm double-mounted rapid electromagnetic gun X4. Double-mounted 25mm close in cannon X5. Anti-ship firepower. 2,000. Anti-aircraft firepower. 540. Siege firepower. 300. Standard crew. 750 people. Energy system. RT-150 integrated energy conversion system. Power system. N-150 universal vector engine 4 million km per hour. Curvature engine. None. Manufacturing requirements. 79,000 tons of primary special alloys, 5,400 tons of purple crystals, 110 tons of heavy hydrogen. Production time. 24 hours. Anti-ship. D. Air defense. D. Siege. E. Battlefield survivability. E. Strategy. D. Comprehensive potential. D grade. The most basic frigate. The base ship that everyone starts with. It is very difficult to upgrade a warship. There are 2 ways to upgrade a battleship. One is to honestly research technology and upgrade the blueprint of warships. From the upgrade of weapon technology, to the upgrade of basic materials and armor. All require an enormous amount of research, calculations, and updating. Generally only ships with potential are worthy of such treatment. But this is relatively slow, taking 4 or 5 years to complete, or even decades. The other is to control the battleship to fight. When the enemy warship is destroyed, the data of the opponent's warship will be obtained. Act as experience. If you are lucky, you can also get the battleship modules left by the opponent's battleships, and you can replace the modules for your own battleships. Raise the level of the warship. Qin Sheng still remembers it. In his previous life, he accidentally obtained a ship with S-level potential for ship-to-ship capability and A-level overall potential. Cruiser blueprint with railgun technology. Concentrate on researching the blueprint, once there are battles, battle data, and newly acquired battleship modules. Give it all. It took him nearly 5 years before and after. Only finally upgraded that railgun cruiser blueprint to the highest level. Upgrading a warship is not a one-time thing, I'm busy. Qin Sheng looked at the virtual panel in front of him and thought to himself. Emperor, we observed that ships with unknown forces are approaching us. Distance, 500,000 kilometers. Qin Sheng was shocked. In this case, the most likely encounter is the interstellar pirates all over the galaxy. Engineering figure Neil led some people to control the engineering ship. Stay away from the battle, others. All in place, get ready for battle. Qin Sheng immediately gave the order. Engineering ships have no combat capability. If the engineering ships are lost, Qin Sheng will lose the ability to build his own base. At the same time, he looked at Anvaria. The task of commanding the battle is left to you. Anvaria stared at Qin Sheng's eyes and nodded heavily. I will do it perfectly. Hundreds of tactical humanoid girls immediately took their places. Take control of the battleship. Benefit from the racial superiority of tactical dolls. They do not rely on specific operating buttons or operating panels to control the ship. Instead, it connects directly to the neural interface and controls it directly from its own silicon-based brain. The greater the computing power of the tactical humanoid captain, the more perfect the ship's control will be. This is the legendary man-ship unity. Thanks to this, Qin Sheng's FG-300 frigate is different from others, and there is no specific operation panel. In other words, if the enemy captured Qin Sheng's warship, it would be completely inoperable without similar neurotechnology. In the dark cosmic starry sky, the tail of the three frigates with dark red paint sprayed blue tail flames. Coming towards Qin Sheng's battleship. It really is an interstellar pirate. The 027 fleet of the Hound Star marauding group. Affiliation. Interstellar Pirates. Level. LV.1. Fleet size. 3 frigates. Fleet comprehensive ship-to-ship. 6,000. 3 pirate frigates. 3 times my strength. But, a dangerous light flashed in Qin Sheng's eyes. He has Anvaria, and Anvaria's computing power is excellent. A good level shipboard AI with a computing power 10,000 times that of a pirate frigate. Qin Sheng is very clear about the gap. Because in his previous life, he was hanged and beaten by people whose ship AI far surpassed his fleet. Ha ha ha, brothers, there is a battleship ahead. Let's rush up and snatch them up. Minerals, supplies, women, we want them all. Among the pirate battleships headed by him, the pirate chief laughed wildly. They launch the first round of offensive first. The guns on the 3 pirate frigates aim and fire. Accompanied by the brilliant light in the dark space, more than a dozen shells were ejected. Swipe through the vacuum. Streams of data flashed through Anvaria's beautiful black pupils. She calculated the trajectory and speed of the opposite shell in an instant. In space, blue flames spewed from the tail of the silver-white frigate. Drive the battleship to draw a strange trace in space. More than 10 shells were perfectly avoided. At the same time as the counterattack, the 4120mm double-mounted rapid electromagnetic gun muzzles on the FG-300 frigate flashed a blue electromagnetic light. The electromagnetic cannonball unloaded. The distance between the two sides is not close, and there are currently more than 100,000 kilometers. From a distance, the extremely fast electromagnetic artillery shells also appear slow at this distance. It is like 4 blue comets, dragging the tail flames of electromagnetic residues and bombarding each other. Pirate warships also immediately began to evade. But it's okay if they don't evade. As soon as they dodge, it's as if they hit the shell on their own initiative. There is no resistance in a vacuum, and the kinetic energy of a solid object hardly decays. The electromagnetic cannonball slammed into the armor of the pirate battleship with great kinetic energy. Then explode. A pirate frigate was immediately painted. The pirates continued to fire angrily. But the silver-white frigate seemed to be open, allowing the pirates to fire hundreds of shells. The action is strange, and the leaves do not stick to the body. On the other hand, the pirates will almost certainly eat the shells of the Qin Sheng battleship. Not long after, an armor-piercing projectile finally penetrated the armor of the pirate frigate. Hit the ammunition depot of the pirate frigate. The martyrdom happened immediately. Gorgeous and silent explosions appear in space. The other 2 pirate frigates also followed suit. FG-300 frigate destroys pirate frigate. FG-300 frigate destroys pirate frigate. FG-300 frigate destroys pirate frigate. The battle is won. Congrats on getting the loot. Technical data value X6 primary heavy railgun module data error. Recalculate. 100-fold increase in rewards. Congratulations on getting the technical data value X600. Congrats on getting the plasma pulse cannon module. Replaced automatically. Consumes technical data value X60. Current weapon system. 1 plasma special pulse heavy gun, 3 shipborne 120mm double-mounted rapid electromagnetic guns. FG-300 frigate to ship firepower increased. Anti-ship firepower. 2000 right-pointing arrow 151,500. This data has been included in the battleship blueprint, and new battleships will be automatically updated to this template. What? Qin Sheng's pupils shrink sharply. 2. 1%. Chapter 3 Terrifying frigate combat power. Loyalty is overdone a bit. The anti-ship firepower of a shipborne 120mm double-mounted rapid electromagnetic gun is 500. The 4 gates together are 2000. Now, just replace one of them with a plasma special pulse heavy gun. The anti-ship firepower jumped directly to 151,500. That is to say, the anti-ship of this plasma special pulse heavy artillery alone is as high as 150,000. This but a terrifying firepower. You must know that Qin Sheng has been in business for many years in his previous life. Among the fleets, the most powerful warships against ships are only 200,000. Now, at the beginning of the game, a warship-to-ship firepower is 150,000. And, what shocked Qin Sheng the most was the previous voice. Obviously he obtained an ordinary primary heavy electromagnetic gun module with an anti-ship firepower of 1,500. Suddenly there was a 100-fold increase, and he obtained the plasma special pulse heavy artillery module of 150,000 pairs of ships. Qin Sheng swallowed and couldn't believe it. Reward amplification system. It can increase 100-fold of specified substances other than non-living things. In the future, the system can be upgraded to 1,000-fold, 10,000-fold increase. Can the rewards he gets be multiplied by 100 times? Fear, and the battleship template has been updated to the blueprint. In other words, he only needs to build the FG-300 frigate in the future. It is possible to create such a warship with a plasma special pulse heavy gun. Fear, too scary, and just got 600 technical points. This is a reward that can be obtained in battle. Skill points are generally used to climb the technology tree and upgrade the blueprint of the warship. Now, it's time to find a suitable place to build a base. Qin Sheng recovered from the shock and thought to himself. It is also very important to choose the construction site of the base at the beginning. The surrounding mineral resources must be abundant. Mineral resources are also graded. The most common is the first-order cosmic dust belt. It contains a variety of minerals, but also the least reserves. Then came the second-level meteorite belt, the third-level large meteorite belt, and the fourth-level asteroid belt. Further up is the fifth-level small fragmentary star belt, and the sixth-level large fragmentary star belt. And the highest grade 7 mineral planet. If I want to build a base, I can't just find the lowest level. At the very least, we have to find a location above the third-level large meteorite belt. Otherwise, I will inevitably fall into the dilemma of insufficient resource exploitation, and I will be exhausted to find new locations. How can I develop? Qin Sheng thought to himself. In his previous life, it was because he didn't choose the location at the beginning. As a result, it had to be relocated later, struggling to find a new suitable location. But good locations are either occupied by other players, or it is occupied by a large number of pirates and other alien forces. Open the star map that comes with the battleship. Qin Sheng began to observe. Above the star map, the entire galaxy 0521 Bose is shown, which is divided into 11 regions. 1 to 6 areas in the outer circle, and 6 to 10 areas in the inner circle. And the 11th district of the most central 3-star system. At the moment Qin Sheng is in the third area of the lower left corner of the galaxy. And most of the places above the star map are completely black. Only a radius of 500,000 kilometers around the Qin Sheng battleship is observable. This is the view of the Qin Sheng battleship. It turns out that I am in the third area, which is the same as the previous life. Very well, I remember that not far from where I am, there is a mining base of interstellar pirates. Having determined his position, Qin Sheng immediately ordered. Angelia, go to the target location on the star map. Anvaria looked at the place marked by Qin Sheng that was completely black and had no vision at all. She didn't hesitate in the slightest, and only had infinite loyalty to Qin Sheng in her heart. Yes, Emperor. In the universe starry sky. A silver-white frigate, a yellow engineering ship started the engine. Start flying towards the target location. The distance is not too far. Only 50 million kilometers. With the FG-300 frigate's speed of 4 million kilometers per hour, it only takes less than 13 hours to arrive. During this time, Qin Sheng was bored. Anvaria needs to control the battleship again, and he can only chat with the fighting humanoid Z1 Ella, who is just as idle as him. Ella is a battle figure, responsible for leading a battle figure like her to land or attack. Qin Sheng knew that the fighting doll was infinitely loyal to him. But Qin Sheng didn't expect that this loyalty a bit too much. Your Majesty the Emperor. When Ella saw Qin Sheng, she was so excited that she was about to pounce on him. Ella, who has a bumpy figure, is very rich in capital. The long golden ponytail tied at the back of the head jumped. There is no one around now. I will be the first person to monopolize His Majesty the Emperor. Hey hey, there is a smirk on the delicate and beautiful face. Just when Qin Sheng was about to be thrown down, a virtual panel blocked directly between the two. Ella, Anvaria's frosty face appeared on the virtual face. Do you want His Majesty the Emperor to be hurt? Right now, His Majesty the Emperor's body is just an ordinary person, and you, at least 1 ton. I cannot forgive anyone who might hurt His Majesty the Emperor. Anvaria's eyes were full of ice coldness. The tactical figure looks very beautiful in appearance, tall and slender. But no matter how realistic it is, inside is still a silicon-based creature. Not to mention a fighting doll like Ella, which weighs at least 1 ton. Not to mention in-depth communication. Even if it is not light or heavy, Qin Sheng, who is still an ordinary person, is likely to fracture. At this moment, Ella also clearly reacted that she was sloppy. But she was very unconvinced. Cut, I will control the power, you face-paralyzed girl. Besides, aren't you controlling the battleship? Could it be that, in fact, you have been peeping at the Emperor? As soon as these words came out, Anvaria's complexion froze, and there was some rosy under the frost. Afterwards, Ella directly bypassed the virtual panel and came to Qin Sheng, her beautiful face full of seriousness. Respect the Emperor, can I go to your room tonight? I want to report to you about the battleship. Ella thought for a moment, tilted her head, and then continued, yes, about the formation of the commando of the combat doll. Qin Sheng raised his eyebrows, something was wrong. You must be greedy for me. You are asshole, but come to my room tonight. Qin Sheng could only endure the pain silently. Tens of billions of human players are distributed in the Milky Way, in the cantilever of Orion. Moreover, there are many functions of the Shanghai game system that cannot be used before building your own base. For example, trading systems, chat channels, etc. Now Qin Sheng doesn't know how the other players are doing. 12 hours later, Qin Sheng woke up. I patted Ella, who was snuggling beside me. Get dressed and go to the bridge. It is now close to the target location. 500,000 kilometers away from the target. At this moment, Anvaria's voice rang out. Emperor, there are more than 10 battleships ahead, heading towards us. Most models are FG-300 frigates. It's other human forces. Qin Sheng heard the words and thought for a while, is their target us? No, they seem to be running away. Anvaria looked solemn. 1%. Chapter 4 If anyone sins against me, I will slaughter them all. Ask for an evaluation ticket. In the endless space. A large number of blue flames poured out from the jet ports of the engines at the rear of the more than 10 silver-white FG-300 frigates. The power of the overloaded engines makes these FG-300 frigates extremely fast. The leading battleship is a very unique battleship that is completely different from the FG-300. Like a jellyfish, stinging jellyfish class, tactical frigate, in the bridge. A worried, pretty girl looked at the star map in front of her. Did you get rid of them? Captain, it has been thrown away, and they have not pursued. An elf woman with sharp ears, a beautiful face, and long golden hair replied. Bing Ning breathed a sigh of relief, that's fine. She is very lucky, and her initial race is elf. Elf family. Combat potential. S. Wisdom potential. A. Overall potential. A. Special talent. Psionic affinity. Evaluation. Has a unique psionic talent. Is this luck, or is it a disaster? The elves have the talent of psionic affinity. Even if they are weak at first, they cannot use psionics. It is also possible to become an extraordinary strategist with the wisdom and command ability brought by innate psionic affinity. Bing Ning was very lucky, and found an abandoned alien base at the beginning of the game, and found a good one from it. Stingray-class tactical frigate. The initial anti-ship firepower of the stinging jellyfish-class tactical frigate is 6,000. The evaluation of the firepower growth potential of the ship is even more S level. And she also understands the importance of the starting location. After discovering that there was a mining base of an alien pirate force, she united the 20 or so players who were distributed around her. I want to jointly capture this mining base. After all, according to their observations, there are only a dozen pirate ships in the base. And the output of this mining base is huge, enough for more than 20 of them to share equally. However, Bing Ning did not expect that the enemy would be so powerful. Almost in one encounter, the player forces destroyed 5 battleships. Then the players' morale collapsed and they began to flee. 5 more battleships were damaged during the escape. Damn, these pirates are so powerful. This time I got away with it. I can only choose other places to grow, and come back later. Bing Ning clenched her silver teeth tightly, her pink hand grasped a fist, and slammed it on the command panel in front of her. Captain, there are 2 other players' ships ahead. A frigate, an engineering ship. Look at their forward route, it's that pirate's mining base. At this time, the voice of the elf beauty commander suddenly rang. Bing Ningmei opened her eyes and said quickly, hurry up and send him a communication to warn this player that you can't go any further. Going forward is to die. Captain, a communication request has been sent, but the other party has not responded. Damn, I can't control it. If you want to die, just go. Qin Sheng naturally received Bing Ning's communication request. As for the name Bing Ning, he knew it. A famous extraordinary strategist in his previous life, with the psychic talent of the elves under his command, he made a great name in the galaxy. But combat potential is S rank. The overall evaluation is only A. Why? Because people with high psychic affinity will greatly attract the attention of the 4 evil gods in the warp in the middle and late stages. The higher it is, the more dangerous it is. The Bing Ning in the previous life was because there were too many elves with high psionic strength, contaminated with the full power of the warp evil god. In the end, including Bing Ning, the entire elves fell into chaos witches. Bing Ning herself incarnates into the chaos demon queen. Qin Sheng's frigates and engineering ships almost passed by with the player fleet led by Bing Ning. This guy is going to the pirate base just now. Is he going to die? Have we warned him? It seems to have been warned, but to no avail. Come on, then he is completely courting death. We have more than 20 warships, and they are directly defeated in one encounter. He wants to go to the base with a frigate. Don't worry about him. This person must have cerebral palsy. He is only a frigate, he is not capable of himself. This guy is dead. The players were also sending messages to each other, mocking Qin Sheng's overreaching. Among the players, some people touched their chins and looked at the scene displayed on the virtual panel in front of them. Looking at Qin Sheng's 2 warships, one of the engineering ships, his eyes flashed with greed. Walter Alvin is one of them. He's a lighthouse player. Subordinate race. Saint Heli. Combat potential. A. Wisdom potential. B. Overall potential. B+. Evaluation. The egg-born lizardmen humanoid race, the powerful strength and physical quality far exceed that of ordinary humans, and everyone is a powerful elite warrior. If he goes to die, then he will definitely place the engineering ship in a slightly distant place. In this way, I can wait for his battleship to be destroyed before attacking his engineering ship. In this way, I have 2 engineering ships, which can be of great help to my development. A person with cerebral palsy who will die is not worthy of owning an engineering ship. Walter Alvin's eyes gleamed with greed. And there are not a few players who have this idea. As a result, the battleships of these players were the detached fleets, which were far behind Qin Sheng. Bing Ning also noticed this. But she didn't care. Nominally she is the temporary leader of the fleet, but now that the siege has failed, she can no longer command these players. Oh, another life. Bing Ning sighed, but didn't care too much. Emperor, there are other players following behind, do you want to destroy them? Anbaria reported to Qin Sheng as soon as possible. Saying that, she also glanced at Ella, who was snuggling in Qin Sheng's arms. If they don't do anything outrageous, don't care. Once they dare to attack us, they will be destroyed immediately. A dangerous light flashed in Qin Sheng's eyes. As ordered. The tenet that Qin Sheng pursues is that people do not offend me and I do not offend others. If anyone commits a crime against me, I will slaughter them all. Soon, Qin Sheng's battleship was close to the range of the pirate mining base. The pirate mining base is a mining base built on a meteorite with a diameter of 3 kilometers. There are also a large number of floating meteorites of different sizes and containing various minerals. This is a Tier 4 asteroid belt. Hound's Interstellar Raiders, mining base. Information. Unknown. Qin Sheng looked at the scale of the mining base that appeared on the virtual panel. Nodding slightly, with the experience of his previous life, he can roughly know the level of this base just by looking at its size. The size of this pirate mining base. At least 3 Tier 5 pirate fleets are stationed there. No wonder more than 20 players have not been defeated. And now, it's my turn to play. There is confidence in Qin Sheng's eyes. 1%. Chapter 5 New Reward, Amethyst Nano Regenerating Armor. A Tier 5 pirate fleet. According to Qin Sheng's memory, it contained 3 destroyers and 2 frigates. 3 destroyers, a Searing-class heavy artillery assault ship, a Fierce-class defense destroyer, an AC-721 heavy amphibious assault ship. Among them, the heavy amphibious assault ship carries 2 RB-7-13 heavy missile boats. The other 2 frigates are Wrath-class torpedo frigates. Among them, the most prominent Searing-class heavy artillery assault ship-to-ship firepower exceeds 10,000. Not to mention there are torpedo frigates dedicated to the ship, as well as flexible, fast, and small missile boats. Combat is very strong. A conservative estimate is the anti-ship firepower of the entire Tier 5 pirate fleet. More than 40,000. The 3 pirate fleets together can reach 120,000. This kind of terrifying firepower means that the group of players just ran fast. The pirate fleet wanted to guard the base and did not chase, otherwise the group of players would be wiped out directly. Before attacking, Qin Sheng kept his mind. Order Ella to lead the fighting dolls to stay behind the engineering ship to guard against the group of players in the rear from stealing up right arrow attack down right arrow. In the face of Qin Sheng's approach, the pirates obviously didn't care. Another idiot to die. Stupid. Fleet 3, set out to teach this stupid human a lesson. Let them understand that not everyone can provoke our Hound interstellar raiding group. Only one of the 3 guard fleets was sent. The Searing-class heavy artillery assault ship with a body length of more than 600 meters is huge. It is nearly 3 times that of the Qin Sheng FG-300 frigate. Angelia, is the main gun fully charged? To the Emperor, after the previous 12 hours of charging, the charging has been completed. The main gun can be fired 5 times at full power. Can it only be fired 5 times? But it's enough. The original RT-150 integrated energy conversion system of the FG-300 frigate has limited power. If you want to drive 150,000 plasma special pulse heavy artillery to attack ships, you must attack and charge in advance. Even if it is charged for 12 hours, it can only shoot 5 times. But 5 times is enough. That 5th-tier pirate fleet, 5 warships began to approach Qin Sheng's FG-300 heavy pulse frigate. The distance between the 2 sides is 200,000 kilometers. Anverlia's dark and bright eyes narrowed slightly, and her brain quickly calculated the trajectory of the opponent's fleet. And the players who were watching from a distance also began to get excited. And Walter Alvin ordered the battleship to approach Qin Sheng's engineering ship. And ordered hundreds of St. Heli elite soldiers under his command. Get ready to force boarding. Anvaria waited for the opportunity to attack, and the pirate fleet was gradually approaching, waiting for an excellent range. A blue data stream flashed in Anvaria's eyes. It's now. The 5 battleships of the pirates formed a parallel line. Emission. The 450 caliber plasma special pulse heavy artillery instantly launched an extremely dazzling purple beam. It was like a ray of light that opened up the world, as if torn apart the dark cosmic starry sky on both sides. Sweep. The terrifying purple plasma beam swept away. Boom, boom, boom. 5 groups of silent and gorgeous explosions flickered in space. In just an instant, this 5th-level pirate fleet was completely wiped out. What? The players watching from a distance were shocked. All of them have big mouths and wide eyes. The jaw was about to fall. It's all FG-300 frigates. Why can his ship shoot lasers? Yes, it's so scary. With the laser sweep, the pirate ships that just destroyed more than a dozen of our warships were all wiped out. Those players who were ready to steal up right arrow attack down right arrow Qin Sheng instantly dispelled their thoughts, and then evacuated at the speed of light. Just kidding, they haven't had enough yet. And Walter Alvin, who took the first shot, did not pay attention to the frontal battlefield. Because his warship was docked next to the Qin Sheng engineering ship at the moment, taking a landing channel. Prepare to forcibly break through the hatch of the engineering ship and forcibly control this engineering ship. Boom. There was a loud explosion from the engineering ship. The hatch was blasted. An elite Saint Heli warrior with a height of more than 2 meters and an incomparably strong, petal-shaped, fang-covered mouthpart like a zombie in the Resident Evil movie broke into the interior of the engineering ship. P.S. There is a picture in the lower right corner. Ha ha ha. This engineering ship is mine. Walter Alvin, in basic body armor and holding a single-edged chainsaw, laughed. And most of the elite soldiers of St. Heli also held guns in one hand and single-edged chainsaws in the other. This is their racial characteristics, because their physical fitness is exceptionally strong, and they advocate close combat and death charges. Opposite Walter Alvin is Era, who is tall and slender, also wearing basic bulletproof armor. And 50 fighting figures. What? Walter laughed even more wildly after seeing that there were a group of tall and beautiful girls on the opposite side. He has one. Sisters, they all have melee weapons. Ayla's beautiful, cheerful and sunny face showed a maddened, but incomparably beautiful smile. As soon as these words came out, the fighting humanoid girls dropped their rifles and drew out their tactical long knives. The next moment, Walter's expression of wild laughter froze. In a dark vacuum, there is no medium for the screams in the engineering ship to spread outward. Your FG-300 plasma pulse frigate destroyed the Tier 5 pirate fleet. You got a technical data value of X64 from this battle. You got loot, aggregated energy conversion system modules, additional armor system modules. 100-fold increase. You have obtained the technical data value of X6400. You get the curvature aggregation energy conversion system module. You got the amethyst nano armor module. 400 technical points have been consumed to automatically upgrade the module, replace it. Current energy system. Curvature aggregation energy conversion system. It can provide powerful energy. This system is generally used to power the curvature engine. Current armor module. Amethyst nano armor. The thickness of the battleship armor has been increased. The armor thickness of the FG-300 plasma pulse heavy artillery frigate, 250 m right pointing arrow 1100 m. Battleship structure value. 9,650 right pointing arrow 965,000. Amethyst nano regenerating armor. Its strength can be directly immune to electromagnetic heavy artillery attacks below 450 mm caliber. And with the nano regeneration function, the recovery speed of the battleship structure value is 2000 sec. The related technology has been added to the battleship blueprint. Qin Sheng's eyes were red when he heard the prompt. Curvature aggregation energy conversion system. The powerful supply makes Qin Sheng no longer have to worry about the charging of the main gun. Amethyst nano regenerating armor. Can be directly immune to electromagnetic heavy artillery attacks below 450 mm caliber. In other words, ordinary ships below the cruiser, the artillery fire hit the Qin Sheng battleship, and they did not break the defense at all. Also, the nano bugs carried by the amethyst nano armor will automatically repair the armor. Restoring 2,000 structures per second. 120,000 structural values can be recovered in 1 minute. Terrible. How terrifying. The battle is not over yet. Qin Sheng's eyes lit up as he looked at the pirates' mining base. At this moment, there are 2 5th-level pirate fleets inside the mining base. 1%. Chapter 6 The Cosmos achievement is complete. Earn the title. Ironheart Exterminator. Ask for an evaluation ticket. P.S. The first update on the first day of the new book. The author is asking for flowers and comments here. Ask for all kinds of data. At this moment, the FG-300 frigate, the body length has increased from the original 250 meters to 510 meters. In the dark space, on the silver-white hull, there was a faint purple sheen. The muzzle of the plasma special pulse heavy artillery on the battleship was glowing with cold light, pointing to the pirate mining base. The pirates in the pirate base were instantly wiped out when they saw a fleet sent out. It seemed that he was scared out of his wits, and the close-range defense systems and missile systems in the base were all turned on. Even if they are killed, they are unwilling to send a fleet out. And this can stump Qin Sheng. Can't come out. That's good, I'll just scrub the ground with plasma pulses. Anyway, what Qin Sheng wants is not a mining base, but this mining area. Inside the pirate mining base. Thousands of pirates stationed at the mining base panic. Damn it, is that battleship outside a super god-class battleship of a fallen empire? It's terrifying. One energy pulse directly wiped out one of our fleets. Why don't we go out and surrender? What are you panicking about? The pirate leader shouted angrily, suppressing everyone's voices. We have already observed that the size of the battleship is not large, and the armor must not be thick. We only need to defend with all our strength, and we can repel him with the base's defense system. Now we just need to send a request for help and wait for the support. What do you say? Our main fleet also has the existence of battle cruisers. When the pirate leader said this, all the pirates felt at ease. One by one is not so flustered. At this moment, an interstellar pirate in charge of the remote observation system suddenly shouted. Look at the picture. The battleship suddenly moved to a position parallel to us. 200,000 kilometers away. What does he want to do? The pirate leader suddenly had a bad feeling. Quick, all missile systems, base guns, all fired. Whether you can hit him or not, shoot them all at me. The pirate leader roared hysterically. On the mining base, above the weapon platform, the ground-based missile launch pads turned around. One of the base guns turned the muzzle. However, at this moment, in the cosmos starry sky, above Qin Sheng's battleship, the muzzle of the pulsed heavy artillery spurted out a terrifying purple plasma pulse in an instant. The plasma within the emitted purple pulse is bound by electromagnetic forces within a certain range. So no matter how far away, it will not spread. Always remain as a beam. But once the purple pulse hits the target, the restraining electromagnetic force disappeared, and the terrifying plasma pulse spread in an instant. The terrifyingly high temperature will directly evaporate all objects within the range. It's like a high-pressure stream of water that keeps hitting. The powerful energy supply of the curvature aggregation energy conversion system made the plasma pulses bombard the meteorite with a diameter of 2 kilometers in a continuous manner. Everything above the meteorite, the interstellar mining base on the surface, the pirates and battleships inside the base, all evaporated in an instant. Vaporize. Plasma pulse beams dissipated in the dark universe. The irregular spherical meteorite that was originally 2 kilometers in diameter has now turned into a diameter of nearly 2 kilometers. The surface is crystal clear, a huge glass ball-like sphere reflecting the light of 3 distant stars. Everything above the glass ball meteorite has disappeared. So beautiful. Anbaria stood beside Qin Sheng and looked at the scenery. She approached Qin Shuo secretly, but Qin Shuo didn't seem to notice her approach. She became bold, getting closer and closer, as if leaning against him, her face expressionless, and a touch of softness appeared on her cold and beautiful face. Ding dong. A system prompt sounds. Well, there should be a lot of rewards for destroying the entire interstellar pirate mining base at one time. Qin Sheng secretly looked forward to his reward reminder. Ding dong. The system prompts. Full server system announcement. Qin Sheng was slightly taken aback. Full server system announcement. Human Player Emperor, complete the first achievement in the universe. Get the title of achievement, Ironheart Exterminator. Full server system announcement. Human Player Emperor, complete the first achievement in the universe. Ironheart Exterminator. Get rewards. 1 million tons of metal resources, 100,000 tons of purple crystal resources, and 10,000 tons of heavy hydrogen resources. Get rewards. Galactic Technology Reward Chest by 1 inch. Qin Sheng's eyes widened. The title of Ironheart Exterminator. I'm a darling. Qin Sheng knows this title. However, in the previous life, the recipient of this title was an alien player. At that time, it was basically developed to the middle and late stages. In a war with humans, the alien player directly used plasma orbital bombardment to burn the entire planet of the human player force into glass. This earned the alien player the title of achievement. What Qin Sheng didn't expect was that he just burned the surface of a meteorite with a diameter of 3 kilometers into glass. Kill all the interstellar pirates on the meteorite. That's what gave him that title. Ironheart Exterminator. Evaluation. How cold-hearted and ruthless is it to issue a complete extinction order for an entire planet? Additional skill. Deterrence Aura. Diplomatic Deterrence plus 50, Personal Deterrence plus 50. Those who are not firm in their hearts will not help but want to surrender to you. Those who are firm in their hearts, if they are enemies with you, they will instinctively feel fear. 100-fold increase. Get rewards. 100 million tons of metal resources, 10 million tons of purple crystal resources, and 1 million tons of heavy hydrogen resources. The title of Ironheart Exterminator has been increased by 100 times. Qin Sheng was taken aback. The effect of the title can also be increased by 100 times. Diplomatic Deterrence plus 5000. Personal Deterrence plus 5000. The aura of deterrence has evolved into the aura of the Emperor. Emperor's Halo. Effect 1. Any human, demihuman, or humanoid creature who sees you will not be able to help but admire you from the heart. Effect 2. Any non-humanoid alien race sees you, and they will feel extreme fear from their hearts. Effect 3. Your own existence is supreme, immune to subspace pollution, immune to chaos evil god pollution. Qin Sheng took a deep breath. Good guy. This time he really became emperor. Loyal. Sincerely. 1%. Chapter 7 The Terrifying Defense of Single Soldier Falling into the Atmosphere Without Damage. P.S. The 7th update on the first day. Brother Mo. Flowers, evaluation tickets, monthly tickets, all come. Hit me up. The title effect of the Ironheart Exterminator, the first 2 effects of the Emperor's Halo. Qin Sheng didn't care much. The key is the third effect. Immune to warp contamination. Immune to chaos god pollution. In other words, Qin Sheng even stood in front of the warp space, the evil god of chaos. Chaos god also cannot launch any attack on Qin Sheng's thoughts. From this point, Qin Sheng is invincible. Ha, this works well, if I want to learn psionics in the future. Then no matter how strong my psychic energy is, the warp evil god can't pollute me at all. For a time, Qin Sheng was relieved. In the past life, when facing the natural disaster of the warp demon invasion, he has seen too many powerful psionic powerhouses who have been polluted by the warp, and have fallen into the arms of the chaos evil god. What Qin Sheng didn't know was that a base had been established in the universe at this moment, and in the chat channel, the players had turned the sky over. At Emperor. Damn it, it's only been less than 24 hours now. Someone can destroy the star. FK, what kind of tyrant is this? At Emperor. Boss. Is the boss there? Why didn't you answer the boss? This is the Emperor. This is clearly the Emperor. It's been so long, why hasn't the Emperor's boss come out to speak? In the chat system, one after another, the Galaxy public screen shouting that needs to use heavy hydrogen energy to pay flashed. In the early game, heavy hydrogen energy is very precious. It can be seen that the players have taken great pains to get this mysterious Emperor to speak. But no matter how the players ate, the mysterious Emperor seemed to be mute, not uttering a word. Could it be the Emperor hasn't established a base yet? Can't speak in the chat system. All human players were shocked until one player's guess came out. The base has not yet been established, and the star is destroyed. What a terrifying boss. At this time, some people began to jump out to brush their presents. There are human players from all countries. Lighthouse country player. I think this Emperor must be a member of our Lighthouse country. Only the world's #1 Lighthouse country can have such a player. Neon country player. No. The Emperor must be our Neon people. Low-key dormant, this is the tradition of our Neon country. Banksy country player. Zyba. The Emperor must be from our Banksy country. After all, we have a history of 5,000 years and a great country. Dragon country player. Shaoshan and Banksy, the words you two said are very familiar. Among them, the players of Banksy Kingdom are the most favorite. They are also the most active. Even hesitant to be in the Galaxy public screen channel. Spend precious heavy hydrogen energy. One after another, the Milky Way trumpets were issued. The Emperor is a man of our great country. Makes players from all other countries speechless. Somewhere in the universe, in a dark planet, dozens of humanoid creatures who were wrapped in black robes, making people unable to see their appearance gathered together. Around them, there was blood, broken limbs, and corpses everywhere. These corpses all have one unifying feature. That is no brain. The heads were gathered together and built into a throne-like building. This Emperor, my God, must be very satisfied. If we can pull the Emperor into chaos, then my God will reward us. Maybe it will reward us for ascending the devil. When it comes to ascending demons, the scarlet eyes of all the black-robed people flashed with greed and desire. Praise my God. Blood sacrifice to the blood god. Cranial offering skull. Search for the Emperor's trail. Qin Sheng, on the other hand, didn't know anything about this. Because he hasn't officially built his base yet. At the moment he is sorting out the rewards he has received. Among them, 100 million tons of metals, 10 million tons of purple crystals, and 1 million tons of heavy hydrogen resources will not be mentioned. They are using different containers to place them on the meteorite that has become a glass ball with a diameter of nearly 3 kilometers. There is also a galactic technology reward chest. This treasure chest was unexpected by Qin Sheng, and it did not increase to 100. In addition to these, there are rewards for destroying the entire pirate base. Destroy the entire pirate mining base, 2 pirate fleets, and 6,371 interstellar pirates. 100 times the reward increase. Get technical value x 12,800. Get the module. Acceleration vector engine augmented with a curvature engine module. The Storm Missile System is augmented by the Comet Storm Missile System module. The additional armor system is augmented by the Amethyst Nano Regenerative Armor System. Ding dong! Since you already own the Amethyst Nano Regenerative Armor System, you can now choose the following two options. 1. Convert it to 10,000 technical value. And 2. Invest 10,000 technical value to miniaturize the Amethyst Nano Regenerative Armor technology. Qin Sheng thought for a moment and chose the second option. Consuming technology is worth 10,000. The prior art value is 124,540. After a while, the system prompt sounds again. Congratulations on getting the Amethyst Nano Regenerative Individual Armor technology. Congratulations on getting an extra companion technology, the single-edged nano tremor sword. Congratulations on getting an additional companion technology, TTA-5 electromagnetic assault rifle technology. Good stuff. Qin Sheng sighed slightly. With this Amethyst Nano Regenerative Individual Armor, he can equip every combat figure. And the defensive ability of Amethyst Nano Regenerative Armor must be quite terrifying. This technology, which acts on the armor of warships, is miniaturized into individual equipment. It can only be described in one sentence. That is the powerful defense capability of, forcibly penetrated by a single soldier without damage, and falls to the level of the planet's atmosphere. At the same time, Qin Sheng also equipped the remaining two modules on the battleship. After finishing all this, Qin Sheng set his sights on the glass ball-like meteorite in front of him with a diameter of nearly 3 kilometers. Time to build his base. 2%. Chapter 8 Base Establishment. Iron Heart Assimilation Talent is activated. First update. P.S. Today's first update, and at the same time, thank you for the reward of 1000 VIP points of Ji Dai Chang. Thanks bro. Although the surface of this meteorite has been burned to glass, plasma scrubbing can destroy all buildings and creatures on the surface of the meteorite. But also tightly confined to the surface. There are a lot of minerals inside the meteorite, and there are countless small meteorite belts floating around the meteorite. All are intact, waiting for Qin Sheng to establish a base to mine. At this time, Qin Sheng contacted the engineering ship waiting for the end of the battle at the rear. How is it? Is it resolved? Qin Sheng asked directly. Inside an engineering ship 300,000 kilometers away. Engineering humanoid G1 Neil said in that small, soft voice, to the Emperor, Ella has. Before she finished speaking, it was obvious that Ella grabbed the communicator when the screen changed. The pretty face of the blonde single ponytail girl had purple blood on her face. To the Emperor, everything has been resolved, and we have left a prisoner. The blood-stained tactical long knife was carried on the shoulder, and Ella showed a wide grin. Very good, well done. Clean up the corpses in the engineering ship, then come back to me. Qin Sheng nodded slightly and praised. Hey, these are all trivial things, and it won't take much effort. Being praised by Qin Sheng, Ella was not modest, and Bai Nen rubbed Chong's nose with her green fingers. Close communication. Qin Sheng breathed a sigh of relief, opened his eyes again, and suddenly found Anbelia's frosty face approaching him. Praise me. These two words suddenly appeared in Yuko. What? Qin Sheng was taken aback. Anbelia turned her face slightly to prevent Qin Sheng from seeing the slight blush. Praise me, you just praised Ella. After hearing it clearly, Qin Sheng sighed. Are you 3-year-olds? You have to compare this point. Okay, I know. Angelia, you are also great. For me, the most important thing is you. Qin Sheng said, reaching out and rubbing Anbelia's head. On the face that Anbelia turned to the side, her jet black eyes opened slightly. It seems that Qin Sheng did not expect Qin Sheng to do this at all. The face under the frost reddened, but it was fleeting. He turned his head and walked away as if nothing had happened. Then go faster. Then stopped at a place that Qin Sheng could not see at all. The delicate and white palms touched his face that was no longer cold, but completely reddened. Anberia, be bolder. There was no one around. Anberia scolded herself for being unsatisfactory just now, and she couldn't hold back just by being complimented. But, just now the Emperor said she was the most important person. This made the mechanical heart in Anberia's chest agitated and scorching hot. Qin Sheng shook his head slightly. What is this called? At this moment, the other tactical humanoid girls in the bridge heard a twittering, Ying-Yang-Yan's voice. Hey, you said, Sister Ella and Sister Anberia, which of them will be the first to win His Majesty's favor? I think it's Sister Anberia. After all, don't you find this Gao Lang fan very attractive? But I heard that Sister Ella seems to have hit home plate. Real. The beautiful girls were surprised. Actually, compared to Sister Ella or Sister Anbaria, I want to be favored by His Majesty the Emperor. A naughty and cute-looking tactical humanoid girl with a pretty face closed her eyes and seemed to be thinking about something. He blushed quickly. Cough cough. Qin Sheng pretended to cough twice. The girls immediately stopped talking and tried their best to control the battleship. The yellow engineering ship flew over from space. Start docking on the glass meteorite. The blue engine exhaust began to fade. The tail flame of the landing spewed out from below the engineering ship. Descend slowly. Among the hatches that had been damaged in the previous battle, Ella jumped down first. Land firmly. Wow, His Majesty the Emperor, this meteorite has become very beautiful. Like a big glass ball. Ella looked around at the scenery, the crystal clear ground reflecting the light of distant stars. Qin Sheng, who was on the 510-meter-long silver-white battleship, heard Ella's words in the headset and said, "Let Neil lead the engineering dolls to start building the base." The battleship then landed. The hatch opened, and a tactical humanoid girl walked down. Unlike the tactical humanoid girl who doesn't need any spacesuits, Qin Sheng is still an ordinary person at heart. He needs a spacesuit or individual armor to protect against all kinds of radiation in the universe, as well as oxygen supply. The engineering ship is the same length as the basic FG-300 frigate, 250 meters long. There are various large-scale machinery and equipment above. Neil is the lead engineer, responsible for using the remote data connection directly to remotely control these devices. Qin Sheng looked at it like this, and the engineering girls quickly dismantled all the engineering ships. Yes, this is an engineering ship. It is also the starting base for players. Disassemble the engineering ship as much as possible and then reassemble it. A small primary base was built. Primary Space Base. LV.1. The current building. The Central Research Room. Level 1 Mining Wells. Metal output. 2,000 tons per day. Purple crystals. 100 tons per day. Heavy hydrogen. 10 tons per day. First Class Battleship Production Line. Level 1 Population Assembly Center. Open Storage Platform. Current resources. 100 million tons of metals, 10 million tons of purple crystals, and 1 million tons of deuterium. Base defense. None. This is Qin Sheng's base. The most basic space base. The Central Research Room is the center of the base. Before there was no special combat command room, they were all responsible for communications, scientific research, and command work here. And there is no special warehouse. The so-called warehouse is an open-air platform on which various resources are piled up. I really miss it, the most basic base. I grew up slowly from such a base in my previous life. Qin Sheng walked into the Central Research Room and sighed with emotion. At this time, Ella walked in with several fighting humanoid girls escorting the only remaining Saint Heli prisoner. Your Majesty, what should I do with this prisoner? Ella held a tactical long knife with the back of the knife on her shoulder, and kicked the prisoner of Saint Heli. Activate the Iron Heart Assimilation Talent. Qin Sheng looked at the Saint Heli who was more than 2 meters tall in front of him, even when he was kneeling on the ground, and said, "Just let him see the effects of his silicon-based creature, tactical humanoid specific, Iron Heart Assimilation Talent." 2%. Chapter 9 The New Race's Mother-in-Law, Street. Heli Elite Girl Warrior. Second update. P.S. Second update. As soon as Qin Sheng finished speaking, he heard a voice in his ear. Iron Heart Assimilation is starting. Several azure rays of light fell from the ceiling of the Central Research Room. It directly irradiated the body of this Saint Heli elite soldier. What? The elite soldiers of Saint Heli were startled, and a great panic emerged in their hearts. But the moment she saw Qin Sheng, her heart suddenly calmed down. Willingly bowed his head to Qin Sheng. In the blue light, the flesh and blood of the elite warriors of Saint Heli began to gradually disintegrate. Then, the entire body shattered in an instant, turning into a spot of light in the sky. Then reassemble in shape. The calcium skeleton of carbon-based organisms is transformed into a silicon-based alloy skeleton. A strange light flashed in Qin Sheng's eyes. Mechanical ascension. Your body is immortal. You will abandon your weak flesh and blood and join glorious evolution. Race name. Street. Heli. Species. Silicon-based bio. Street. Heli's racial characteristics have been brought to the extreme. Combat potential. SS. Wisdom potential. S. Overall racial evaluation. S+. Saint Heli's only occupation. Elite girl. Saint Heli elite girl warrior who is proficient in combat. All the light faded, and the one who appeared in front of Qin Sheng again was a white-haired girl with extraordinarily slender legs, extremely tall and graceful figure. The sides of the cheeks are also different from normal tactical dolls, with a little scale. On both sides of Bai Nen's face, there are two mechanical lines connecting to the cherry lips from the lower jaws on both sides. A pair of red eyes with a special charm. There is also a silver-white mechanical tail swinging left and right behind him. As soon as she appeared, her beautiful eyes looking at Qin Sheng were filled with enthusiasm. He knelt down on one knee to Qin Sheng, and said in a very earnest tone, "Saint Heli Elite Girl Warrior, S-1 Heidi, see my Emperor. Name, S-1 Hedi. Race, silicon-based creature, Saint Heli. Body length, 195 cm. Level, LV.1. Occupation, Commander of the Land Army. Battle Potential Evaluation, SSS. Ding dong, the system prompts that the Population Assembly Center has added a new racial type, Saint Heli Elite Girl Warrior." Hearing the prompt, Qin Sheng nodded with great satisfaction. Very good. Some people feel like a mother-in-law. In other words, the XP of Renwaniang, will it be a little strange? Hey, never mind. The mother-in-law is also very fragrant. Moreover, the Saint Heli family is a family that is extremely proficient in fighting. In the future, the formation of the soldiers of the land army under his command can be handed over to the elite girl warriors of Saint Heli. Unlike Qin Sheng's satisfaction, after seeing Heidi, the fighting humanoid girls headed by Ella pouted in unison. "My Emperor, you are the sun in the slave's heart, and your light shines on the slave all the time." Heidi knelt down on one knee and stretched out her hands towards Qin Sheng. The eagerness in her eyes seemed to want to hug and touch the only warmth in the world. Cut. Ella's blue eyes were full of disgust, and she murmured, "Little bastard." Suddenly, Ella regretted taking this Saint Heli prisoner. Qin Sheng naturally noticed that Ella and the fighting humanoid girls had some small emotions. After all, in Ella's view, the emergence of a new assimilation race specializing in combat such as the elite girl warriors of Saint Heli. Undoubtedly, he grabbed the opportunity for the fighting humanoid girl to fight and perform in front of him. This is normal, the girls have rich feelings, but this little emotion will not affect their infinite loyalty to Qin Sheng. After doing this, Qin Sheng checked the blueprint of the battleship he currently owns. Also the only blueprint for the FG-300 frigate. However, the current FG-3200 frigate is completely different from the original one. Unknown name battleship. Type, frigate. Armor, amethyst nano regenerating armor, auto recovers 2000 armor per second. Armor thickness, 1100 m. Body length, 510 meters. Self-weight, 247,000 tons. Ship armor value, 965,000. Weapon system, a plasma special pulse heavy artillery. Comet Storm missile launch platform. Anti-ship firepower, 250,000. Anti-aircraft firepower, 100,000. Siege firepower, 50,000. Energy system, curvature aggregation energy conversion system. Conventional power system. N150 universal vector engine, 4 million km/h. Curvature engine. Primary curvature engine, 92% speed of light. Manufacturing requirements. 150,000 tons of metals, 90,000 tons of purple crystals, 7,000 tons of deuterium. Production time, 24 hours. Anti-ship. SSS, air defense. SSS, siege. A, battlefield survivability. SSS, strategy. S. Comprehensive evaluation. SS grade. It's completely different. The structure value has become the armor value. The Comet Storm missile launch platform has an anti-ship firepower of 100,000, and air defense firepower is also 100,000. Even the original name FG-300 frigate has become an unknown name battleship. The relevant technologies for the manufacture of this warship have also been automatically summarized into the Central Scientific Research Room. One fly in the ointment is that the normal speed of the ship is still 4 million km/h. And the warship turns on the curvature engine. In the curvature mode, the maximum speed is only 92% of the speed of light. That is about 277,777 km/s. Did not exceed the speed of light. Qin Sheng is now going to give this new, completely different ship a new name. According to Qin Sheng's vision, this warship will be the most common grassroots firepower warship in Qin Sheng's future fleet. It's called Wuan Jun class pulse heavy artillery frigate. Qin Sheng clapped his head, and he was done. Huayanjin, Class Pulse Heavy Artillery Frigate. Lord Wuan, the title given to people by people during the spring and autumn period and the Warring States period. Just as he was about to order the construction of the Wuan Jun class Pulse Heavy Artillery Frigate, Qin Sheng suddenly remembered. It seems to me that there is still a Galaxy Technology reward box that has not been opened. This treasure chest is currently being placed in the central research room. Open the treasure chest. A big wave. Open the treasure chest. 2%. Chapter 10 100 times rewards. New ship. Heavy siege battleship. Third update. Ding dong. Congratulations on obtaining the technical blueprint of the Iris-I-class light rapid artillery destroyer. Congratulations on getting the X-500 battleship universal construction module. 100-fold increase. Congratulations on getting the Iris Star Siege artillery destroyer. Congratulations on getting the battleship general building module X 50,000. Common construction modules for battleships. A unique building block for Shanghai Games, which can be used for the construction of warships. This module will automatically change to the module of the warship you need according to your current technology level and the warship blueprint. And quickly assembled into a complete battleship, completely eliminating the manufacturing time. This is good. This way you can directly omit the time for the construction of the battleship. Name. Iris Star Siege Heavy Artillery Cruiser. Type. Cruiser, Siege Specialty. Armor. Advanced Titanium Alloy Crystal Plating Armor. Armor Thickness. 1700 m. Body Length. 750 meters. Self-weight. 506,400 tons. Ship Armor Value. 2,796,000. Weapon System. A 600 mm Super Electromagnetic Accelerated Siege Artillery. 4 MAC 240 mm Anti-Ship Enhanced Electromagnetic Guns. Anti-Ship Firepower. 400,000. Firepower. 0. Siege Firepower. 200,000. Energy System. Curvature Aggregation Energy Conversion System. Conventional Power System. N18000 Fast Vectoring Engine, 400 million km per hour. Curvature Engine. None. Manufacturing Requirements. 400,000 tons of metals, 100,000 tons of purple crystals, and 6,400 tons of heavy hydrogen. Production time. 24 hours. Anti-ship. SSS. Air Defense. Siege. SSS. Battlefield Survivability. SSS. Strategy. SS. Comprehensive Evaluation. SS Grade. Upgraded directly from a destroyer to a cruiser, but this air defense is seriously biased. Qin Sheng couldn't help but sigh when he was shocked by the powerful siege ability of this battleship. This is a seriously partial warship. The siege ability is outstanding, and the firepower against ships is strong. But there is no anti-aircraft firepower. No, I have to remodel this battleship. The Comet Storm missile system of the Huayanjin class frigate can be installed, as well as the primary curvature engine. The conventional engine of this warship is very good, and it can be installed on the Wuanjun class. Communicate with each other. Qin Sheng pondered for a while, and then communicated to Anbelia. Let Anbelia come to the research room of the center to preside over the blueprint renovation work. The central research room of each player base has a constant function. A blueprint for the ability to assemble, and transform a battleship by itself. But it's not just about the extraordinary abilities of the scientists responsible for the modification. The computer responsible for coordinating the research also needs to have powerful computing power. And the most crucial point. That's the technical value. Need to consume a huge amount of technical value. In the past life, most players did not like to use the transformation function. One is that they are incapable. The second is that they do not have a huge amount of technical value. The third is that even if it is successfully assembled by itself, it will be due to various reasons of ability. The battleship that led to DIY pulled the crotch extremely. Therefore, most players can only honestly use the mature battleship blueprint, instead of transforming and researching it yourself. At present, Anberia's computing power is excellent. Computing power is the lowest threshold for researching and transforming blueprints. After receiving Qin Sheng's order, Anbelia started to preside over the transformation blueprint. First, the Comet Storm missile system of the Huayanjin class frigate was transplanted to the Iris siege artillery. The battleship must first have air defense capabilities. Ding dong, the system prompts. It needs to consume X 10,000 technical value. After Qin Sheng heard it, he sighed slightly. researching the blueprint for the transformation is a real waste of money. Fortunately, I still have hundreds of thousands of technical value. Should be enough to complete the study. And it takes time to complete research. During this time, Qin Sheng was bored and opened the base's communication and chat system. Want to see how far other players have developed. As a result, as soon as the chat system was opened, Qin Sheng was shocked by the overwhelming ID and private messages. At Emperor, is the Emperor boss there? At Emperor, which district are you in, boss? At Emperor, I am the Orion region of the galaxy, the leader of the Holy Galaxy Alliance, Zhonglunmo, I sincerely invite you to join the Holy Galaxy Alliance. At Emperor, boss, take the liberty to ask, which country were you from when you were still on Earth? At Emperor, I am the Lighthouse country, the leader of the Silver Angel Alliance, Gabriel, as long as you are willing to join our alliance, the position of deputy leader is open to you. At Emperor, I'm Dragon Kingdom, the leader of the Psionic Heaven and Man Alliance, Bing Ning, take the liberty to ask, do you have any idea of joining the alliance? Good guy, so many ID and private messages. Qin Sheng realized that he was completely famous before. Moreover, there are players who have established alliances now. Many of them, Qin Sheng also knew their names, were some famous allies in previous lives. But now, Qin Sheng has no idea of joining the alliance. And private messages to him, I'd his people, at least 1,000. It is impossible to reply one by one. Qin Sheng can only set the private chat to the state of receiving but not reminding. It's so idle. These people, sending a cross-regional galactic horn requires at least 1 ton of heavy hydrogen energy. Now players can only mine 10 tons of heavy hydrogen per day. Qin Sheng sighed with emotion, and just wanted to close the chat system. He suddenly saw a very conspicuous galaxy speaker. Galaxy Trumpet. King Sejong. The whole galaxy announced that the Emperor is actually a member of our country. Others should stop talking. Qin Sheng. Good guy. When did he become a man of Benguo? Good guy. The people in this country should see that he hasn't come out to speak for a long time, guessing that the base has not yet been established. Just jumped out and announced it. Really shameless. For this situation, Qin Sheng must come to clarify. Galaxy Horn Emperor. Qin Sheng didn't say much, just sent a question mark. But this question mark directly exploded the street. FK. The Emperor has appeared. Emperor boss, please hug your thighs. Boss, please bring me. For a moment, the people of Banxi country fell silent. And all the other players came out. Qin Sheng wanted to say more, but an urgent communication interrupted him. Attention to all the pioneers players of the 0521 system in the constellation of Capotes, codenamed 02140. Emergency notice. Emergency notice. 4.2%. Chapter 11 The Warp Evil Gods Watching. A startling glance. Fourth more. At present, the warped chaotic godcorn, the degree of attention to the 0521 star system is just a glimpse. The 0521 system in the constellation Bose, the threat of warp demons has risen by 1%. All intelligent creatures in the galaxy are at a 10% risk of being polluted by warp evil gods. All creatures with insufficient intelligence in the galaxy are in danger of being polluted by the evil gods of the warp, rising by 50%. Due to the threat of warp pollution, there may be a cluster of polluted creatures roaming in the 0521 star system of Capo. Please pay attention to all players. Killing the creatures polluted by the warp will get a lot of rewards. A system announcement. Qin Sheng opened his eyes slightly. Man, what's going on? The warp evil god took a look at their galaxy. But this level of attention is a glimpse. Shouldn't it only appear in the 10th year of the game? How long has it been since the Star Sea game started? There is a threat of warp pollution. Noise it because of me. Qin Sheng looked strange. But what attracts Qin Sheng's idea more is that killing creatures polluted by the warp will get a lot of rewards. At this point, in this way, I don't care, but other players are a little dangerous. Qin Sheng thought to himself. He has the Emperor's aura, and is immune to any contamination of the warp gods. However, there is one more thing to work out. Qin Sheng turned his attention to the galaxy screen. I looked at the shameless remarks sent by the group of stick people before. The Milky Way region, the Sagittarius Cantilever region, in one of the galaxies. King Sejong, the player of the Banxi kingdom, hurriedly withdrew from the galaxy screen. With a sigh, Axie, why did he suddenly appear? Immediately there was a little fear in my heart. At this time, other players who were also from Banxi country sent private messages to him. King Sejong, what should we do? The Emperor is so powerful, will it be bad for us, Smecta? When King Sejong saw the private message, he shuddered when he thought of the emperor's title of Destroyer of Iron Heart. But, think again, why should he be afraid? The emperor is certainly powerful. But it might be tens of thousands of light years away from him. At such a distance, no matter how powerful the emperor is, can he still hit him across the galaxy? Thinking of this, King Sejong immediately shivered again. When even replied, "Don't worry about Smecta, the emperor may be tens of thousands of light years away from us, can he still come and hit us directly along the network cable?" However, the next moment, a galaxy announcement flashed, and King Sejong's expression immediately stiffened. Galaxy Horn Emperor. Bounty for players from Banksy Kingdom, King Sejong, King Kimchi. If you destroy their base once, I will give you 100 tons of heavy hydrogen, and everyone who participates will have a share. Destroy their fleets, destroy their bases, but don't kill them, wait until they have established their bases again, and destroy them again. Once they rebuild, they destroy once. I still give resources. After the wreck, private message me the image. King Sejong's expression instantly stiffened. He wants to cry. At this time, he suddenly received a private message. It's still the Banksy country player who sent him a message before. This, King Sejong, you said before, where is your position? It will make the heavens not work, and the earth will not work. Qin Sheng wants to make these Banksy country players feel the feelings, what is deep despair. After releasing this announcement, Qin Sheng turned his attention to scientific research projects. The first one has been researched almost. Research completed. The Comet Storm missile system has been ported to the Iris Heavy Artillery Siege Cruiser. Angelia gains experience points, 1,000. A 100-fold increase. Angelia gains experience points, 100,000. Angelia's level has been raised to level 2. Angelia's level has been raised to level 3. Angelia's level has been raised to level 7. The primary curvature engine was successfully transplanted to the Iris-class Siege Heavy Artillery Cruiser. The cost of technology value is x 10,000. Angelia gains experience points, 10,000. A 100-fold increase. Anbelia gains experience points, 1 million. Anbelia's level has been increased. EN 18000 fast vectoring engine, 400 million km per hour, has been successfully transplanted to the Hwangin class pulsed heavy artillery frigate. Consumes technical value by 5,000 inches. Angelia gains experience, 5,000. A 100-fold increase. Anbelia gains experience points, 500,000. Anbelia's level has been increased. Tactical doll. K1 Anbelia. Race. Silicon-based creature tactical humanoid. Body length. 182 cm. Level. LV.12. Occupation. Researcher. Passive skill. Supercomputer, hash level, quantum excellence. Potential upper limit. SSS. Anberia's computing power has been upgraded from the excellent level to the quantum excellent level. Obtained at least 100 times improvement. And now, the research is over. The shortcomings of the two battleship blueprints currently owned by Qin Sheng are also balanced. The Hwangin class pulse heavy artillery frigate has replaced a better conventional engine, and the conventional speed has been increased from 4 million km per hour to 400 million km per hour. The Iris Siege Artillery Cruiser received the Comet Storm missile system as an anti-aircraft weapon. The anti-aircraft firepower jumped directly from 0 to 100,000. A primary curvature engine was also installed, gaining a curvature sailing mode. Under the curvature of sailing, the speed of the ship will reach 92% of the speed of light. Iris, the name is a bit inappropriate. At least it has to be the same name as Hwangin. Qin Sheng renamed the warship. He thought about it for a while, and then decided, it's renamed Qinhuang class. The Iris class siege heavy artillery cruiser was renamed Qinhuang class attack cruiser. Now we can start building both types of ships. Qin Sheng nodded with satisfaction. 2%. Chapter 12 casually consume the output of other players for a year. First update. P.S. Today's first update, readers and brothers have been waiting for a long time. Since now Qin Sheng is only a first-level commander. Therefore, he can only have 10 battleships at most. If you want to upgrade, you must personally command the fleet to fight. The previous battles were all directed by Anberia, so Qin Sheng did not gain experience. Fortunately, there are no restrictions on the types of ships. It's enough to build 1 Qinhuang-class attack cruiser and 9 Hwangin-class pulse-heavy artillery frigates. Qin Sheng pondered. The battles that may be encountered at this stage are generally a touch with interstellar pirates. Siege battles are generally not encountered. Therefore, only one, Chinwang class, attack cruiser is enough. The remaining 9 ships were all built into Wuanjun class, pulse heavy artillery frigates. Oh yes, one more thing. Qin Sheng suddenly remembered a little again. He had to set up a sign. A logo representing him, painted on the ship. This makes it easy to distinguish. Soon, the battleship in the virtual panel in front of him was changed in color. Turned pure black, and on the pure black hull, a blood red, Qin, appeared in a small seal script. Conspicuous. Moreover, the color of the battleship has changed to pure black, which makes the overall battleship a bit more chilling. Build a Qin Wang class attack cruiser. Quick build. Whether to consume the Battleship General Construction Module X500 for rapid assembly and construction. Yes, to quickly build a Qin Wang class attack cruiser, you need to consume 500 general construction modules for warships. The Wuanjun class pulse heavy artillery frigate consumes less, but it also requires 250. This directly consumes 2,750 generic building blocks. Currently, there are 47,250 general-purpose building modules in the inventory of warships. That is, I have 100 times the bonus increase, otherwise, I really can't afford so many general-purpose construction modules for battleships. Qin Sheng looked at the assembled building modules in the baseport and sighed with emotion. Stripes of blue light condensed, and then continued to materialize into entities. Battleship modules of different shapes are quickly assembled together. Gradually form a whole battleship. The 750-meter-long King Qin class attack cruiser is huge. Before on Earth, Qin Sheng had no concept of the size of the battleship. But now, watching it up close and personal, Qin Sheng felt the shock. A 300-meter-long aircraft carrier in the Earth era, if erected, would be taller than the tall buildings in most cities. Just imagine. The Qin Wang class attack cruiser is 750 meters long. If placed on the Earth, the whole is erected. Then, it will be nearly twice the height of the Oriental Pearl Tower in the demonic city of the Dragon Kingdom on Earth. P.S. There is a picture on the lower right, which is the height comparison between the Oriental Pearl Tower and the erected 003 aircraft carrier Fu ship. The Fu ship is simply huge. Soon, with the help of the General Construction Module for warships, 1 Chinwang class attack cruiser and 9 Wuanjun class pulse heavy artillery destroyers were completed. This fleet of only 10 warships, but a huge fleet, was parked in the space next to the 3-kilometer diameter meteorite where Qin Sheng's base was located. At first glance, it makes people feel that the size of this fleet seems to be larger than the glass-clad meteorite with a diameter of nearly 3 kilometers. As for the first magic-modified FG-300 frigate, it has been dismantled by Qin Sheng's order. Fleet name: King Qin, Attacking Battle Group. Fleet combined armor value: 11,481,000. Fleet combined anti-ship firepower: 2.65 million. Fleet combined anti-aircraft firepower: 1 million. Fleet comprehensive siege firepower: 650,000. Terrible, the armor value of such a fleet is more than that of a second-level space city. Qin Sheng took a deep breath. And such a fleet belongs to him. Now that we have a fleet, we have to arrange the operators above the battleship. The standard crew of a Wuanjun class pulse heavy artillery frigate is 1,200 people. Minimum required number of operators: 300 technicians, 200 maintenance personnel. The number of full loads is about 5,000 people. Now Qin Sheng has 900 tactical humanoid girls and 1 Saint Heli elite girl warrior. After a little thought, Qin Sheng decided to count it according to the standard of 2,500 crew members for each Wuanjun class pulsed heavy artillery frigate. Among them, there are 300 warship operators and 200 maintenance personnel. They are all tactical doll girls. For the remaining 2,000 places, 1,000 fighting humanoid girls and 1,000 Saint Heli elite girl warriors are allocated. The usual duty of these fighters is to guard the interior of the warship, prevent possible enemy intrusions, and jump into battle. You can also launch jump gangs against enemy ships, or land on the opposing planet for land combat. Jumping to fight, what a loyal way of fighting. The King Qin class attack cruisers carried more people. Calculated at 5,000 people. 500 warship operators and 500 maintenance personnel. 2,000 fighting humanoid girls, 2,000 Saint Heli elite girl warriors. In this way, the entire fleet, 10 ships, requires 27,500 people. Among them, there are 5,500 technical dolls responsible for battleship control and battleship maintenance. The remaining fighters numbered 22,000. Among them, there are 16,500 tactical humanoid girls. 11,000 of St. Heli's elite girl warriors. The amount is determined. Let's start the population assembly now. A tactical humanoid girl needs to consume 0.9 tons of metal, 0.08 tons of purple crystals, and 0.02 tons of heavy hydrogen energy. A St. Heli elite girl warrior needs to consume 1.4 tons of metal, 0.05 tons of purple crystals, and 0.05 tons of heavy hydrogen energy. Add together, it has to consume 29,440 tons of metal, 1870 tons of purple crystals, 880 tons of heavy hydrogen energy. It is necessary to make a set of amethyst nano regenerative individual armor and matching equipment for everyone. A complete set of amethyst nano regenerative individual armored equipment. It needs to consume 1.5 tons of metal, 0.4 tons of purple crystals, and 0.1 tons of heavy hydrogen energy. Plus the original 901 and Qin Sheng himself. 28,403 sets will be produced. 42,604.5 tons of metal need to be consumed. 11,361.2 tons of purple crystals. 284.3 tons of heavy hydrogen energy. Altogether, need to consume 72,045 tons of metal. 13,231 tons of purple crystals. Heavy hydrogen energy 372.3 tons. The consumption is huge, if it weren't for the huge amount of resources that I got 100 times the reward. Otherwise, just relying on the base's output of 10 tons of heavy hydrogen energy per day, and the heavy hydrogen energy required to assemble these populations and equipment, I would have to mine for 372 days. Qin Sheng sighed with emotion. Other players are now producing only 10 tons of heavy hydrogen energy per day. And he just created the population, and casually consumed the output of other players for a year. 3%. Chapter 13 Base Upgrade. Qin Sheng's small goal, first level civilization. PS. Second update. I only have a first level base now, but I have directly produced cruisers, which makes no sense. Qin Sheng looked at his current base, which was only one level, and touched his nose. The various buildings in the Qin Sheng base are all grade 1. Primary Space Base. LV.1. The current building. The Central Research Room. Level 1 Mining Wells. Metal output. 2,000 tons per day. Purple crystals. 100 tons per day. Heavy hydrogen. 10 tons per day. First Class Battleship Production Line. Level 1 Population Assembly Center. Open Storage Platform. Current Resources. Metal. 99,927,959.5 tons. Purple crystal. 998 bens, 6,769 tons. Heavy hydrogen. 996,279.7 tons. Base defense. None. Generally speaking, for ships of this level of cruiser, only the level of the base is upgraded to the 6th level. The level of technology is improved step by step. Unlocks the cruiser line. To manufacture. However, Qin Sheng is different. After all, Qin Sheng has 100 times the reward. After the battleship blueprint has been strengthened 100 times, the related technology is also automatically obtained. Plus a general-purpose building module for warships that can build ships in an instant. It can automatically evolve the required modules according to the current technology. Otherwise, Qin Sheng will have to be the same as other ordinary players. Honestly go to upgrade the base's buildings, and step by step to upgrade your own technology, in order to create higher level ships. The level scale of the base is related to what level of warships can be produced. The player's own commander level is linked to how many warships they can own and command. Although Qin Sheng is special, the base can't always be level 1. After all, the level of the base is also related to the access to these special tasks. The Mechanized Population Assembly Center fully automates the assembly of populations. In an average of 1 second, a tactical humanoid girl with a bumpy figure and a good appearance will walk out of the Population Assembly Center. All production and assembly will take 7.6 hours. This time there are no modules that can be assembled instantly. Qin Sheng can only wait. Waiting period. Emperor Boss, the 6 of us have worked together to destroy the base of a player from the Banksy Kingdom. You can see what you said before. Some players privately messaged Qin Sheng, and Qin Sheng sent images of them destroying the player base in Banksy Kingdom. Qin Sheng is naturally a man of his word. After seeing the video, he immediately opened the trading system and traded 100 tons of heavy hydrogen resources for each of these 6 people. The players who got the resources were overjoyed, and their words were extremely grateful to Qin Sheng. After all, 100 tons of heavy hydrogen, with the level of their current base, they have to produce it for 10 days. The tactical humanoid girl, the elite girl warrior population of Saint Heli has been assembled. After waiting, the entire population was finally assembled. And Qin Sheng also divided the full-time fighters into a battle group of 1,000 people. 11 fighting humanoid girl chapters were formed. 11 of the elite girl warrior chapters of Saint Heli. Each Engine class Pulse Heavy Artillery Frigate is assigned a fighting humanoid girl chapter and a Saint Heli elite girl warrior chapter. As the current flagship of Qin Sheng, the Qin Wang class attack cruiser is assigned 2 combat humanoid girl chapters and 2 Saint Heli elite girl warrior chapters. A combat humanoid girl equipped with amethyst nano regenerative individual armor, her combat power is extremely powerful. Generally speaking, it has the ability to penetrate, control or slaughter an entire enemy ship. After all the battleships were finally filled with crews, Qin Sheng left Anbaria at the base to be responsible for the upgrade of the base. At least the level of the base must be raised to level 9. There is another name for the 9th level base, that is, the 0.9 level civilization. Qin Sheng's goal is to raise the base level to at least level 0.9 in a short period of time. In this way, the first level civilization level promotion task can be started. And one of the conditions for the first level civilization level promotion task, that is, at least control an entire planet. There are 12 planets in the Bose constellation. That is to say, this galaxy can only accommodate at most 12 first level civilization and above forces. Now Qin Sheng is a first level base, the level of a first level commander. He himself has to be upgraded to control more ships. Although Qin Sheng now has 10 warships with an anti-ship firepower of more than 2 million. This firepower may be invincible among players. However, there are still a large number of incomparably powerful non-player forces and alien civilizations in Shanghai games. As far as Qin Sheng knows, there are a large number of non-player alien civilization forces space cities in the Bose constellation galaxy. There are countless guard fleets such as planetary colonies. A second-level space city of the lowest level has at least 15 seventh-level garrison fleets. The strength of these garrison fleets is not comparable to pirates. The number of battleships in the 7th-level guard fleet of another civilization is about 45 to 50. Comprehensive anti-ship firepower, at least 300,000. 15 together, the total anti-ship firepower of nearly 700 space battleships exceeds 4.5 million. Not to mention the defensive firepower that Space City already has, at least more than 2 million opposing ships. Combined, that's nearly 7 million pair ship firepower. And this is only a secondary space city. Further up, there are 3rd level, 5th level, and 6th level space cities. And a 7th level space city with stars. Tier 10 planetary colonies. The strength of each one is very terrifying. Now Qin Sheng is only among all the players, and his strength is strong. And having a 10th level planetary colony is just reaching the standard of a 1st level civilization. The 1st level civilization is just dominating the planetary system. Outside the planetary system, above the 1st level civilization, there are 6 levels of civilization. Of course, the top 7th level civilization is also a cosmos level civilization. That's still a long way from the current Qin Sheng. At the very least, Qin Sheng's resources are enough for him to upgrade to the 9th level base, and then start the civilization rating task. Will it consume 10,000 tons of metals, 1,000 tons of purple crystals, and 100 tons of heavy hydrogen to upgrade the base level to the 2nd level? Yes, upgrading takes time, 10 days. Angelia, when I'm not here, the upgrade of the base is under your control. Before leaving, Qin Sheng looked at Anbelia. This time to leave the base, Qin Sheng estimated that it would take a month. Qin Sheng did not intend to take all the warships, at least one, Wuanjun, pulsed heavy artillery frigate should be kept in charge of defending the base. And 1 month is enough for the base to be upgraded to level 3. It takes time to upgrade the base. It takes 10 days for 1 leader to 2, and 20 days for 2 to 3. And so on. From level 1 to level 9, it takes a total of 360 days. Almost exactly a year. 3%. Chapter 14 is a man. I am very confident in this regard. 3rd update. P.S. The third update is a bit later, and there are 2 more. Shinhai Games is not like those online games on Earth. While there are some similar features, the timing is real. The universe is also a real-sized universe. The Bose galaxy alone is 1.5 light-years in diameter. Qin Sheng, in his previous life, had spent hundreds of years in the universe. Before the jump engine, most of the time was on the road. And according to Qin Sheng's memory, from 1 year to 5 years after the start of Shanghai Games, the struggle of players is the most intense. 1 year after the game started, the stronger players have already been the first to upgrade to the 9th level base. That is, the degree of 0.9 level civilization. It already has a perfect curvature engine and has a large ship such as an aircraft carrier that is several kilometers long. Players, in order to promote the first level civilization, an alliance will be formed to complete the assessment task as an alliance. That is, occupy at least one planet. In the next 2 or 3 years, 90% of the players who are still alive will be promoted to level 0.9 civilization. At that time, the big melee will really start. Allied wars between players and local forces in the galaxy. That's the real cruelty. In order to compete for the planet, players and the local civilization of the galaxy will have tens of thousands or even hundreds of thousands of battleships in space. After the space battle, then land on the planet to fight a more brutal ground war. Intrigue, alliance, betrayal. Various dramas are staged in turn. Just a big play. And such a big play. Currently Qin Sheng does not want to participate. Because now, Qin Sheng wants to complete the rating of the first level civilization. Qin Sheng wants to be promoted to the first level civilization now. Although he only has a first level base now, he has the advantage of being reborn and foresight. Qin Sheng knew about a hidden mission. Right in the constellation Bose, near the inner circle. That place is not far from where he is. 946 billion kilometers only. And 1 light year is about 9,460 billion kilometers. That's a distance of 0.1 light years. And Qin Sheng's fleet is currently loaded with primary curvature engines at 92% of the speed of light. That is to say, Qin Sheng only needs 39 days to arrive. After Anbelia knew Qin Sheng's target location, she completed the calculation in her mind in an instant. It will take 39 days to know that Qin Sheng has reached the target location this time. Even if it takes a day to solve it, and then rush back. It will take nearly 3 months. Not to see the Emperor for 3 months. Anbelia only felt that her heart was blocked. And this time, Qin Sheng is obviously going to take Ella and Heidi. Even if I was preempted by Ella. The woman Heidi had just appeared beside the Emperor. In case she shamelessly seduces the Emperor. Anbelia is simply unimaginable. No, she can't hold back any longer, she has to take action. Here, Qin Sheng has just changed into amethyst nano-regenerative individual armor and is about to wear a helmet. Suddenly, he saw Anbelia approaching him suddenly. Standing in front of him, mustering up the courage, stood on tiptoe. Qin Sheng felt a burst of softness on his lips. What's the situation? Qin Sheng was stunned. Angelia, you. Qin Sheng pushed away Anberia's fragrant shoulders and said in surprise. Anberia was very different from the past. Her face was no longer that frosty expression, but was full of crimson. I can't see you for 3 months, I'm panicking. The brain data flowed, and Anbelia closed the door of the central research room. Only she and Qin Sheng are left. 3 hours later, Qin Sheng was forced to be 3 hours late before officially setting off the fleet. Qin Sheng was covering his waist when he set off. After all, tactical dolls basically don't know how to get tired. Qin Wang class, attack the cruiser and the bridge. Heidi approached Qin Sheng with a worried look, a mechanical tail swung around behind her, and her red eyes were full of worry. My Emperor, in those few hours, the slave was very worried about you. Worry about me. Although I am still an ordinary person, I am still very strong in this respect. No need to worry. As a man, Qin Sheng naturally has to have this kind of self-esteem. Needless to say, let's go. At the same time, Qin Sheng's thoughts have drifted 0.1 light years away. He had to think hard about the information about that hidden mission. King Qin attacked the battle fleet, advance 4. 1. Qin Wang class, attack cruiser, and 8. Wuan Jun class, pulse heavy artillery destroyers formed a fleet under Qin Sheng's order. Begin to enter the curvature state as a whole. The curvature engines inside a battleship begin to operate. A huge curvature bubble envelops the entire fleet. The curvature bubble began to distort the space in front of the King Chin attacking battle group fleet. In an instant, the distorted space pulled the entire fleet forward to accelerate and sprint. In the background of space around the fleet, the densely packed, sky-filled stars turned into white lights and began to retreat sharply. Earth Standard Time, 39 days later. And inside the fleet, because of Einstein's theory of relativity, time dilation. Qin Sheng felt the time himself, 15 days later. Qin Sheng's entire fleet has crossed a distance of 946 billion kilometers. Successfully reached the target location. The junction of the outer and inner circles of the Boches. An icy blue planet is located here. To talk about the specific location, it should be 0.4 light-years away from the inner circle where the stars in the constellation Bose are located. That is, the distance of 3,784.2 billion kilometers. Of course, Qin Sheng didn't set out from the base, and went all the way to the inner circle in parallel. To talk about the specific starting position, it should be Qin Sheng's base, facing the direction of the stars, slightly lower. The location of this planet and Qin Sheng's fleet at this moment. That is, the position obliquely below the most central star of the entire Bose constellation galaxy, 3,784 billion kilometers away. P.S. There is a picture in the lower right corner. I took a picture with the mouse on the computer, which is easy to understand. Of course, the painting level may be a little poor. At this moment, it is about 20 million kilometers away from the ice blue planet at that moment. It was as if a ray of light suddenly flew from its place. Then stopped abruptly. The 9 battleships of the King Chin attacking battle group were out of the curvature state. Slow down and stop. This is the target location. Inside the bridge of the King Chin class attack cruiser, Qin Sheng was dressed in black and had a single soldier's armor with the word Qin painted in bloody script on his chest. He looked at the virtual panel in front of him, the 120 million kilometers away. Ice blue planet. According to the strategy of the previous life, it is probably at this point in time that a hidden mission will be triggered. Qin Sheng looked around with the help of the external observation equipment of the battleship, and found nothing different. Just about to order, let the fleet set off to that planet. Suddenly, a mutation occurs. 3%. Chapter 15 Hidden Mission. Crazy Gamer. 4th more. P.S. 4th update. There should be one more. In the icy, dark space in the distance, a few not-so-obvious spots of light suddenly flickered. Although it is not obvious, it is relatively easy to find when the surrounding visibility is not so high. Emperor, we observed a battle that broke out 1.2 million kilometers ahead. One of the tactical dolls on the bridge, who was in charge of observing the situation in space, immediately reported. What are the identities of both sides of the battle? Can you tell them apart? Qin Sheng asked nervously immediately. He couldn't help but be nervous. After all, he was here to hide his mission. The general situation of this hidden quest is that he was led by a 6th-level non-player civilization after being in the game for 70 years in his previous life. Seen in an intelligence network across the galaxy. According to the above, this task is huge. At first, it was triggered by a pioneer player who established a base nearby and looked for possible treasure relics. The approximate time point is about 40 days after the game starts. It is now these days. Then the pioneer player completed the not very difficult pre-task. Disappeared. Half a year later, the pioneer appeared again, and the pioneer player alliance he led had been promoted to a 1st-level civilization. Formed a crushing situation for the entire Bose constellation galaxy. And this hidden task is also a series of links. Even decades later, a fleet of passing non-player 6th-level civilization forces knew about it. He even sent a fleet directly to snatch the quest rewards that have been obtained for decades. It even destroyed 3 stars in the entire Bose constellation galaxy at one point. Cause the destruction of the entire Bose constellation galaxy. At that time, Qin Sheng in his previous life had already left the Bose galaxy. Therefore, Qin Sheng will see the end revealing post of this matter in the Intergalactic Intelligence Network. Emperor, according to the signal from a distance, it can be identified that one of them is a pioneer. The other party should be an interstellar pirate. And at the moment, the Blazer's signal is dwindling. Need rescue. Do not. Qin Sheng shook his head. Now he suspects that the player who is besieged by pirates in front may be the player who received the hidden mission here in the previous life. Under such circumstances, Qin Sheng wished that the other party was dead, so he would go to save him. Emperor, the other party found us and sent us a distress signal. Player Megatron is scared. Previously, he led 4 players from Megatron like him to form a fleet of 15 FG-300 frigates. Explore around, fight pirates or something. At the same time, I hope to find some abandoned treasure chests. But unfortunately, nothing was found. Not only that, but they were also attacked by pirates. There are not many pirate ships, only 10 frigates. Megatron wasn't scared at all at first. After all, the number of battleships in the Megatron fleet he led was as many as 15. But after the exchange of fire, he regretted it. The pirate on the opposite side didn't know why he was crazy, and he didn't shoot him from a long distance at all. Instead, he drove the battleship directly. While frantically firing, he rammed into the battleship of his fleet at full speed. Hit it and hit it. After the collision, he went crazy and fought a gang jump. When Megatron was inside his battleship, he led the Megatron Terran soldiers to exchange fire with each other. He just felt regret. These pirates are a bunch of lunatics. Obviously they are also human, but those pirates are fighting, and horns suddenly grow on their heads. A tail was born from behind. Height, muscles continue to expand. Until it exceeds 2 meters. Accompanied by the crimson mist, he charged frantically, and then slashed wildly with a high-strength alloy sword. Until the bodies of the Megatron human soldiers were chopped into flesh. Only the head remains. Even with the spread of the crimson mist, those Megatron soldiers who were not killed will undergo the same changes as those pirates. Afterwards, the enemy and I were killed indiscriminately. Even 2 players have been corrupted, polluted, and turned into monsters with horns. If Qin Sheng saw this here, he would actually shout, "Corn pollution warrior." Yes, these pirates are the result of being contaminated by the evil god Corn. Megatron was terrified. At this moment, he is ordering the last 200 meters of Megatron soldiers to defend the most important bridge control area. Leader, we observed and found that within 1.2 million kilometers of us, there are fleets of other pioneers. Megatron's base level has been upgraded to level 2. With the upgrade of equipment, the observation distance of his fleet has also increased to 1.5 million kilometers. Naturally, the Qin Sheng fleet 1.2 million kilometers away was discovered. Is it our alliance's fleet coming to support? Megatron was ecstatic. No, it's other strange pioneers. The soldier under his command who still insisted on the observer position replied. Now Megatron can't care so much anymore, and said directly, "Send a distress message to the other party. As long as the other party can save me, then I will thank him as the leader of the Megatron Alliance." When he was on Earth, Megatron was just a depressed young man, but in the Shanghai game, he was lucky to obtain an alliance order. The Megatron League was established. At this moment, after 40 days of development, the Megatron Alliance has absorbed all 138 players around it into the alliance. With 138 players in hand, Megatron naturally expanded infinitely. And once people swell, they will not know what to do, and their IQ will drop directly. Qin Sheng frowned as he looked at the virtual panel in front of him, the young man with a bit of a dark look on his face. "I am Megatron, the leader of the Megatron. Now, I ask you to come and rescue me immediately. If not." Megatron seemed to speak to Qin Sheng in a commanding tone. This made Qin Sheng feel bad for him. And the Megatron Alliance, the alliance Qin Sheng heard about in his previous life, was the one after the Bose constellation system developed. A violent alliance that does not care about other ordinary players and wants to kill. "FKU, who are you? Just let me save you. Do we know each other?" Qin Sheng replied without hesitation. "You dare to scold me?" Megatron's expression changed, suddenly paused, and then ecstatic. "Haha. Our alliance's support fleet has arrived. You dare to scold me? After I get out of trouble, the first person to kill is you. Don't run if you have the ability." Megatron said with a grim expression. 1.3%. Chapter 16 Killing players is rewarded 100 times. Personal level is soaring. 5th more. P.S. The 5th update, it can be regarded as the end of the update. P.S. The author is here to shamelessly, evaluation tickets, monthly tickets, comments, and all data. Sure enough, the Megatron Alliance was worthy of being one of the most notorious alliances in its previous life. The leader of the alliance, Megatron, is really insane. Qin Sheng's Emperor Aura has 3 effects. Effect 1. Any human, demihuman, or humanoid creature who sees you will not be able to help but admire you from the heart. Effect 2. Any non-humanoid alien race sees you, and they will feel extreme fear from their hearts. Effect 3. Your own existence is supreme, immune to subspace pollution, immune to chaos evil god pollution. The first two effects can be actively turned off. Otherwise, it would be very tiring to be admired by all the people all the time. The third effect is a passive effect. When Qin Sheng saw Megatron for the first time, he felt that this person was a brainless man. Without even thinking about it, I turned off the first effect of the Emperor's halo. Qin Sheng didn't want to be admired by the brain damaged at all. And now it seems that, sure enough, he guessed right, this person is the leader of the Megatron Alliance, and he is the biggest idiot. In the starry sky, battleships with Megatron logos came from all directions. The logo of the Megatron League is really the same as the name of the leader Megatron, and it is the symbol of the Decepticons in the Transformers. These fleets from all directions add up to nearly 200 ships. According to this situation, at least 50 Megatron players came. Megatron asked ecstatically, "How many people are here?" Ing to the leader, "There are 54 players who are the nearest 61 players. A total of 170 battleships. Total firepower against ships, 350,000. After Megatron was overjoyed, he frowned. That is to say, 7 of the 61 closest didn't come. After this is over, expel those 7 people who didn't come from the Alliance. And then assemble the fleet to encircle and suppress them. When the life and death of the leader of this alliance were at stake, they didn't come. Don't even think about being alive, destroy their bases, and after killing them, all resources will be turned over to the alliance. Our alliance has to make room for other players who want to join the alliance and can't get in." Megatron said in a vicious tone. He suddenly turned his eyes and looked in the direction of Qin Sheng's fleet. Hatred appeared in his eyes. "Order half of the players to gather at me immediately, come and rescue me. The other half of the players, assemble the fleet and kill him." As soon as the voice fell, the player next to Megatron was also the only player left with him, looking a little hesitant. That player is just passing by, and besides, there are 10 warships on the opposite side. What happened to the 10 battleships? Half of the fleet that we came to aid is divided, and the firepower against the ship is nearly 200,000. Afraid of him alone. I don't like the tone of the man talking to me just now. Kill him for me and destroy all his fleet. In space, 85 Megatron warships came towards Qin Sheng. 85 ships with an average length of 250 meters, and silver-white battleships with the Decepticon logo rushed towards them collectively, and they were quite powerful. The leader has an order to destroy the fleet of the player in front. Up, up, up. Dozens of players controlled their battleships and rushed towards Qin Sheng's, King Qin, attacking battle group. The two sides kept getting closer. 1 million kilometers, 900,000 kilometers. Until the distance between the two sides is less than 100,000 kilometers. And Qin Sheng's fleet remained motionless. No attack was launched. Ha ha ha, this guy won't be scared and stupid. It's nearly 50,000 kilometers, and he doesn't move, then we can launch an attack. 10 battleships, a guy with a bit of strength, but anyone in front of our Megatron Alliance is also a waste. 50,000 kilometers, this is the best range, and it will not fail. Give me a salvo. Directly reimburse the 10 warships on the opposite side of this waste. Dozens of Megatron players laughed, just as they were about to attack. Suddenly, in the front row, the 7 FG-300 frigates that were lined up in a straight line by chance suffered a violent explosion at almost the same time. If a high-speed camera records this moment, and then slows it down tens of millions of times, it will be found that a shell first hit a frigate in the front, and then the rear deck of the frigate relative to the position bulged. The hard alloy deck was broken in an instant. There was a direct confrontation, and the battleship had not had time to explode. This shell penetrated directly behind this battleship in the same way, almost in the same line of the other 6 battleships. After they were all penetrated, these battleships seemed to react, and then, almost at the same time, the explosion occurred. Among the muzzles of the 600mm Super Electromagnetic Acceleration Siege Artillery of the King Qin class attack cruiser, the electromagnetic force that has not yet subsided is flickering. For these wastes, Qin Sheng would rather wait for a while to penetrate a few more battleships with one shot, rather than waste the extra shells. Ding dong, you destroyed the player. The battleship of the devil, get the technology value X2. Ding dong, you killed the player demon and gained 200 personal experience points. Ding dong, you destroyed the player. the battleship of the towering pillar, get the technology value by 6 inches. Ding dong, you killed the player Chongtianju and gained 150 personal experience points. 100-fold increase. You get 800 technical points and 35,000 personal experience. Your personal commander has been promoted to level 3. The number of commendable warships has been increased. 60 warships can be commanded by the tertiary commander. The blue electromagnetic light flickered continuously in the space and gathered at the muzzle, constantly following the barrel rotation. Boom. The barrel of the entire 600 mm super electromagnetic accelerated siege artillery was suddenly bounced back by the huge recoil. The high-strength alloy cannonball accelerated to 5,000ths of the speed of light, burst out at a speed of 1,500 kilometers per second. Subsequently, the remaining 8 Wuhan-Jun class pulse-heavy artillery frigates attacked at the same time. The 8 purple plasma rays shot out by the 8 plasma special pulse-heavy artillery seemed to tear apart the sky in the dark space, swept across directly. In an instant, the remaining 70 warships all exploded at the same moment. All were killed in seconds. Ding dong, you destroyed the player. The meat-filled battleship, get the technology value x5. Ding dong, you killed the player minced meat and gained 300 personal experience points. Ding dong, you destroyed the player. A battleship 37 times a night, get a skill value of by 8 inches. Ding dong, you killed the player 37 times in one night and gained 600 personal experience points. 100 times increase. You get technical value x 17,000. You get 810,000 personal experience points. Your personal commander level has been raised to level 6. The number of warships you can command now has been increased. Current number of commendable warships, 10/210ths. On the other side, Megatron, who had already been saved, was a little confused by the sound of a reminder in the ears of the listeners. Your alliance member, the devil, was killed by the player emperor. Your alliance member, the towering pillar, was killed by the player emperor. The reminders kept ringing in the ears of the listeners, looking at the flashing light of the battleship explosion in the distant space. Megatron's eyes widened and he was extremely shocked, and he shouted with endless regret in his voice, that person turned out to be the emperor. 4%. Chapter 17. Want to tempt me? Which veteran cadre can't stand such temptation? First update. P.S. The first update. Regret. Endless regret. This is Megatron's current first feeling. Then, there is fear. Regret is mixed with fear. He immediately sent a communication request to Qin Shang. I'm sorry, this was a misunderstanding. I never thought you were the emperor. This is really a misunderstanding. As long as you are willing to let me go, I am willing to contribute 30% of the total resource output of Megatron every month to you. However, these words were sent to the past, and they were all sinking into the sea. Can't get Qin Shang's answer. Just when Megatron was desperate, Qin Shang's answer finally came. A purple plasma beam cut through the dark universe in an instant. Directly penetrates several Megatron warships one after another. One after another purple plasma beams spanned a distance of nearly 1 million kilometers in a few seconds. Then, sweep everything. Boom, boom, boom. Silent, but gorgeous explosions flickered in the sky one after another. Like a firework, the Megatron fleet had no chance of fighting back. They were all wiped out by Qin Shang. Ding dong, the system prompts. You destroyed the Megatron player. The battleship that went up the mountain to fight the tiger tonight, get the technology value x6. You killed the Megatron player. Go up the mountain to fight tigers tonight, get personal experience, 500. You killed the leader of the Megatron Alliance, Megatron, and gained personal experience, 1200. You destroyed the Megatron Alliance leader. Megatron's battleship, get technology value x10, get technology from it, long-distance electromagnetic communication. 100-fold increase. You got the technical value x 20,000. You got personal experience, 1,200,000. The long-distance electromagnetic communication technology has been strengthened by 100 times, data awareness, remote upload and connection technology. Your personal commander level has been raised to level 8. You can currently command the number of warships, 10/360ths. Attention, the personal commander level has reached the upper limit. Please go to the core area of the Shepherd's Seat and accept the Antonio Civilization, the Extraordinary Commander Career Promotion Task. Only after starting the promotion task can you continue to improve your personal command level. I didn't expect to reach the upper limit so quickly, and I can accept the task of professional promotion of the Extraordinary Commander. Qin Sheng was a little excited in his heart. In his previous life, he was able to accept this task for promotion after 30 years of playing in Shanghai games. After the extraordinary commander level, the number of individual battleships is not limited by Shanghai games. And it will also awaken the decision-making skills of personal characteristics, which can add bonuses to their fleet in certain aspects. But most players can't command so many warships by themselves. At this time, the extraordinary commander profession can appoint people under his command as deputy commanders. Deputy commanders can also enjoy the bonus effect of special decision-making skills of extraordinary commanders. Okay, now let me take a look at the new technology obtained. Qin Sheng frowned slightly after seeing the harvest. The current players are poor and useless, destroying the opponent's battleship, and they can't produce any good technology. He killed more than 50 players of the Megatron League, destroyed 180 battleships, and only broke out one technology. And it is also the long-distance electromagnetic communication technology that all players have. If it wasn't for 100-fold strengthening, then his wave would be a loss. The technology obtained after 100 times strengthening. Data awareness remote upload and connection technology. Effects track creature races under your command. This technology will add a protection mechanism to the consciousness chip of all tactical dolls and elite girl warriors of Saint Heli. This protection comes into play when there are casualties on your side. Automatically re-uploads the consciousness of the fallen tactical doll, Saint Heli elite girl warrior back to the base. At the same time, the base will automatically create new bodies to be used by the dead. Qin Sheng was overjoyed. This is a good technique. In the future, he will no longer be afraid of casualties among his subordinates. And this technology Qin Sheng can also be used. For example, if there is a dangerous place that Qin Sheng must be present in person, Qin Sheng can use his consciousness to remotely control the robot to go there. Greatly enhanced Qin Sheng's own security. In space, there are pieces of floating battleships being mutilated. A pirate escort emerges from it. After the pirate escort sent a message to an unknown place, it took the initiative to go to Qin Sheng's fleet. The Qin Wang class attacked the bridge of the cruiser. Emperor, we have received a communication request from a pirate escort. A technical humanoid girl in charge of observation and communication immediately reported to Qin Sheng. What? Pirates sent us a communication request. Qin Sheng frowned slightly. What's the situation? Is there a pirate's escort still alive? Qin Sheng thought for a moment and said, I want to see what these pirates are doing to receive the communication. After a while, a human pirate with 2 horns and a tyrannical aura appeared on the virtual panel. Qin Sheng's pupils shrank slightly after seeing the double horns on the human pirate's head. Corn believers. After being contaminated by the spirit of corn, a human with 2 horns grows on its head. Qin Sheng was all too familiar. Qin Sheng in the previous life and such corn believers, chaos warriors have fought countless times. What surprised Qin Sheng was that the corn believer was full of excitement when he saw Qin Sheng. Finally found you, Emperor. The corn believer's face was full of fanaticism. Emperor, my lord needs you. We have been waiting for this moment for a long time. Join us and believe in my lord. You will surely ascend to the devil. Qin Sheng frowned. Good guy, this is to tempt him to believe in Korn, the evil god of chaos, and join the chaos camp. Are you just talking with one mouth? Just trying to seduce me, an old cadre? Which veteran cadre can't stand such temptation? 4%. Chapter 18 Chaos destroys credentials. Can be exchanged for huge rewards. Second update. P.S. The second update is coming. As long as you believe in my lord. Go to the center of the galaxy, after meeting my lord in the warp crack. You will surely receive the greatest favor of my lord. When the time comes, it will be upgraded to a demon prince. With a flick of a finger, even a 4th-level civilization will be destroyed. Respected Emperor, join us. Qin Sheng took a deep breath. He never imagined that Korn would value him so much. To export is to promise that you will be promoted to the devil. The export is the combat power of the lowest level 4 civilization. You must know that Qin Sheng is not even a 1st-level civilization. As long as you join chaos, you can directly gain the combat power to easily destroy the 4th-level civilization. To know that a 4th-level civilization is already capable of completely transforming a planet. The terror of building planetary fortresses is up. But, funny, also had to go to the center of the galaxy to pay homage to the avatar of Korn. The center of the galaxy is now at least 50,000 light-years away from Qin Sheng. At the current speed of Qin Sheng Fleet, 92% of the speed of light. It will take at least 50,000 years to arrive. More than 50,000 years. Although due to the influence of time dilation, Qin Sheng's own perception time at 92% of the speed of light is only 20,000 years. But the time in the outside world has indeed passed 50,000 years. With 50,000 years, Qin Sheng estimated that he had already unified the multiverse. What about trouble? And even now Qin Sheng can ascend to the devil on the spot and become the devil prince. Then Qin Sheng couldn't possibly agree. After all, in the entire universe, the 4th level civilization can be said to be overwhelming. The 5th, 6th, and 7th level civilizations above the 4th level civilization are even more terrifying. And the chaos believers are the existence that everyone shouts and beats. The demon prince is the most important thing to kill in the entire universe. On this side, he became a demon prince, and on the other side, a random 6th level civilization threw him a regionalized two-way foil. He couldn't stand it at all. Okay, you don't need to say more. Qin Sheng directly interrupted the other party's words. Then a wave. The main gun of a Hua engine class, pulse-heavy artillery frigate was fired instantly. On the virtual screen, the corn believer didn't react at all, and his eyes were full of purple light. It was then completely reduced to ashes. At this moment, the system prompt sounded again. Attention to all players of Shepherd's Seat. Warp Chaos God, Korn's attention to the Bose constellation galaxy has increased by 1%. Current level of attention, a glimpse. Focus, 2%. The Bose warp demon threat level is 2%. The probability of all intelligent beings in the constellation of Bose being polluted by the warp has risen to 20%. The probability of all non-intelligent beings in the constellation of Bose being polluted by the warp has risen to 60%. Qin Sheng sighed, good guy, and went up again. The player chatting screen who opened the Bose constellation galaxy casually glanced at it. It appeared again. What the hell is this warp chaos god? I don't understand either. Please explain. Please Ray. Cope. Close the chat screen. Qin Sheng didn't speak, but looked at the system prompt. You destroyed the escort of the Chaos Believer. Get the Chaos Destruction Certificate by 0.1 inches. 100-fold increase. You got the Chaos Destruction Certificate x10. Chaos destroys the certificate. A reward policy issued by the Holy See in order to destroy the forces of chaos. This can be used as a certificate in the Judgment Holy See in exchange for rewards. The Holy See of Judgment is a 6th level peak civilization, and below the 5th level civilization, rewards such as battleships, planets, and technology can be exchanged for this certificate. The more chaos destruction vouchers you hold, the higher the level of rewards you can exchange. Note, however, that the more chaos destruction credentials are held, it is also easier to cause chaos. Good stuff. This is the only thing that makes Qin Sheng happy. In the Judgment Holy See Award Division, the technology of civilization below level 5 can be exchanged for this certificate. It seems that after I leave the Shepherd Galaxy in the future, I have to go to the Holy See of Judgment first. Qin Sheng thought to himself. As for getting chaos attention, Qin Sheng didn't care. He has the aura of the Emperor, and the warped chaos cannot contaminate him or anyone under his command. Only a fleet can be dispatched to physically destroy him. But now Qin Sheng is located in a high mountain and the Emperor is far away. Not afraid at all. The Bose constellation galaxy. Morin's civilization planet. The Morindis civilization is a first-class civilization in the Bose constellation galaxy. The main body of this civilization is a plant-like creature. Their home planet, the 7th planet orbiting one of the stars, is the Bose constellation. The planetary trajectories of the planetary system of the 3-star system are complex. But the 7th planet is uniquely endowed, with a special trajectory, only revolving around one of them. Morins naturally have long lifespans of thousands or even tens of thousands of years. But the Morins are inherently dull, and they can survive only by photosynthesis, and they don't have much motivation to develop. Therefore, after tens of thousands of years of development, the Morins finally entered the level of a first-level civilization. However, the Morins also have their own pride. More than 100,000 years ago, their ancestors also reached the height of the 2nd-level civilization and controlled the entire planetary system. At one point, it could expand outward and be promoted to the 3rd-level civilization. But because of the dullness and pleasure-loving nature of the Morins, in the end, they self-destructed, and the current Morins is a new Morins civilization that has redeveloped and reached the level of a first-level civilization. Next to the mother planet of Morans, it is in the airport of the 7th level space city attached to the planetary synchronous orbit. There are more than 10 extremely large fleets stationed. Moran's First Army Fleet. The First Army Fleet has 10 Tier 12 fleets. Each Tier 12 fleet has a Tree of Life Rod, attack aircraft carrier. The Pole Level Tree of Life, attack aircraft carrier is 5.1 kilometers long, 1.9 kilometers wide and 700 meters high. It can carry a large number of anti-ship special attack heavy attack aircraft, and can also carry 10 frigates. If calculated according to the data of Shanghai Games, the attack power of such an aircraft carrier exceeds 1 million. There are also 12 Burning Fire class battle cruisers. Additional cruisers, destroyers, frigates and other ship types are added together, and there are also more than 100 ships. In total, the total ship-to-ship attack of such a fleet exceeds 2.5 million. The First Army Group has 10 fleets of this size, and the total number of warships exceeds 1,200. The anti-ship firepower exceeds 25 million. The Commander-in-Chief of the First Army, Chalco Ahrens, received a piece of information at this moment. Charon's is like an upright tree, with more than 20 roots for him to walk on. There are also 4 vine-like arms. Originally, Ahrens was very lazy, but when he saw this information, he immediately woke up. The 6 eyes turned red in an instant, and the green trunk body also faintly twisted at this moment. Full of frenzy. P.S. The third update. The update is late today, sorry. Found the Emperor. Pass my order. The entire fleet of the First Army set off immediately. 4%. Chapter 19 New Discoveries. The Lost Ruins of the 4th Level Civilization. Third update. P.S. The third update. The update is late today, sorry. P.S. There is one more update. Qin Sheng's fleet wandered near this ice blue planet for nearly half a month. Still haven't found a clue about hidden missions. Even the icy blue planet has sent people to explore it many times. Still no sign of it. Mad, what's the situation? Qin Sheng was a little confused. Could it be that the post I saw in the previous life was fake? It shouldn't be. Count the time, it's just recently. How come it's been half a month and I still haven't got a clue? On Anvaria's side, the 3rd level base has been upgraded. In 5 days, the 4th level base will be upgraded. Qin Sheng still couldn't find any clue here. The key should still be on this planet. Qin Sheng looked at the ice blue planet displayed in the virtual panel from the bridge. An unknown icy blue planet with a diameter of about 21,000 kilometers at the equator. The entire planet is frozen. There is no atmosphere. And, oddly enough, the planet doesn't orbit any of the planets in the core of the constellation Bu. Instead, it just stayed in place quietly, spinning on its own. 15 days have passed. The icy planet is still in its place. Didn't move at all. This planet is strange, but Qin Sheng also sent the elite girl warriors of Saint Heli to land and check. No abnormality was found. Qin Sheng once again practiced Heidi on that planet. Hetty, did you find anything unusual? Qin Sheng asked. My Emperor, we found something. Heidi's charming eyes looked at Qin Sheng through the virtual panel. What's the situation? The planet's gravity index is changing. When we landed on this planet half a month ago, the gravity of this planet was twice that of the Earth. This is normal, but now, it's suddenly 4 times Earth's gravity. According to our tests, the acceleration of gravity on this planet becomes 39.1 meters per second. Qin Sheng nodded slightly, which was a very strange change. There should be a problem inside the planet, otherwise it's good. Why does the gravity of the planet suddenly change? After thinking for a while, Qin Sheng said, Hetty, issue an order, and all personnel on this planet will withdraw immediately. There is definitely something wrong with the underground of this planet, let's dig down. Qin Sheng's mouth curled into a small smile. He had already discovered the crux of the problem. Generally speaking, the gravity of a planet is related to the inner core of the Earth's center. In this case, there is definitely something wrong with the interior of the planet. The King Qin class attack cruiser descended from space. Then he picked up all the Saint Heli elite girl warriors on this planet. After leaving the planet, 8 Huayanjin class pulse heavy artillery frigates formed a circle under Qin Sheng's order. Close to the planet, 8 battleships with a dark body and the word Qin, in a blood-red script written on their hulls or in space, docked on the planet's synchronous orbit. Surrounded by a circle, 8 plasma special pulse heavy cannons turn the muzzle. Aim for the same point on the planet. And this position is placed on an electromagnetic confinement circle. It should be this position. According to calculations, it is the first change in the gravity here. Qin Sheng's eyes flickered slightly, and then he gave an order. In the dark space, 8 lines of purple plasma shot out in an instant. Pierced through space. Hit this point at the same time. The moment the terrifying plasma touches the ground, it will disperse. But the surrounding electromagnetic confinement circle automatically releases electromagnetic force, confining the plasma within a fixed range. Plasma that cannot spread around can only spread downward. The high temperature of hundreds of millions of degrees instantly evaporated the thick layer of ice in this place. 100 meters, 1 kilometer, 5 kilometers, 1,200 kilometers. It's open. Qin Sheng's spirit was shocked. The 8 Huayanjin class pulse-heavy artillery frigates stopped firing at the same time. The plasma dissipates on the ground of the frozen planet. One is about a kilometer in diameter. A giant pit with a depth of 1,200 kilometers appeared on the surface of this planet. A probe was dropped, deepening, until the depth of 1,200 kilometers, suddenly enlightened. Qin Sheng looked at the picture returned by the detector and was refreshed. Sure enough, the underground of this planet is unique. The icy surface of the planet is just cover. The real surface of the planet is under the giant ice layer that covers the entire planet and is 1,200 kilometers thick. Beneath the ice, frozen cities that have become ruins stand. All kinds of giant war machines and land fortresses are parked at will. Also frozen. Ding dong. System prompt. You have discovered a lost planet of civilization relics. The current level of this lost civilization relic planet, level 4. Qin Sheng's pupils shrank suddenly. The relics of civilization on this planet were, in the past, a 4th-level civilization. 4th-level civilization has the terrifying giant structure ability to transform an entire planet into a planetary warship. Countless times stronger than the current Qin Sheng. Wrong. Qin Sheng suddenly realized something. If only the remnants of a 4th-level lost civilization. Then in the previous life, this could not cause the snatch of the passing 6th-level civilization fleet. There must be a secret. 1.4%. Chapter 20 Shocking Discovery. Ethereal Race. Chapter 4. P.S. Chapter 4. Today's update is completed, and it was finally updated before 12 o'clock. P.S. The author once again has the cheek to ask for a wave of flowers and a wave of evaluation votes. A giant warship was frozen under the ice. The smallest of them is also over 7 kilometers in length. At a glance, there are more than 1,000 such giant warships. Baby, these are all treasures. When Qin Sheng saw this through the detector's screen, his saliva was almost left. After probing for a while, it was determined that there was no danger. Qin Sheng decided to take people down to investigate in person. After all, from the previous life, Megatron, who is far less powerful than him, can get rewards from this relic. Then he is unlikely to have an accident. Should still be safe. This ruin is worth Qin Sheng's risk. The Qinhuang class, attack cruiser and 7 Huayanjin class, pulse-heavy artillery frigates stayed in space. Qin Sheng landed on the planet once again on a Wuanjun class, pulse-heavy artillery frigate with 2,000 combatants, including a fighting humanoid girl chapter, a Saint Heli elite girl warrior chapter, and so on. The pitch-black battleship descended from space to the planet. It slowly fell into this giant pit that was opened up, 1 kilometer in diameter and 1,200 kilometers deep. Beneath the giant ice sheet. Next to a frozen battleship that is 15 kilometers long, 5 kilometers wide, and 4 kilometers high. Qin Sheng, wearing a full coverage amethyst nano-regenerative individual combat armor, stretched out his hand. Touched this gigantic behemoth. What a great battleship. Qin Sheng sighed, and the scarlet detection electronic eyes on his helmet flickered. At this time, an armored engineering humanoid completed the detection and collected the instrument report. Emperor, according to the detection, this battleship has been frozen for at least 170 million years. For 170 million years, even a creation at the level of a 4th-level civilization would be completely unusable. Qin Sheng frowned slightly. What a pity. Keep going. Qin Sheng raised his chin and looked at the giant building in the distance. A few hours later, Qin Sheng took a deep breath. Got nothing. The only information available is that the ships beneath these ice sheets vary in size. Not like it was built by the same civilization. And the results of the texture test are also displayed. The different styles of warships here have also existed here at different times. The oldest one has existed here for 180 million years. And the youngest one has also existed here for 19 million years. Qin Sheng, who had found nothing, couldn't help but sigh. It would be great if his golden finger was a god-level prompt. This way he can follow the prompts to find the real relic hidden quest reward, instead of looking like a headless fly like it is now. And Qin Sheng also tried to continue digging down. However, what shocked Qin Sheng was that even the main gun of a Wuanjun class, pulse-heavy artillery frigate that followed, it can only melt the ice on the ground, and cannot damage the ground under the ice, the unknown material structure. This is a plasma pulse with a temperature of hundreds of millions. What advanced basic materials science is this capable of producing such a texture? Moreover, the ground constructed in this way and the frozen battleships definitely do not belong to the same civilization. This is the relic of a fourth-level civilization, but the existence of some creations is definitely more than a fourth-level civilization. The Emperor. Ella stepped forward and was about to say something to Qin Sheng when she suddenly frowned, as if she felt something. Without thinking, I directly pulled out the single-edged nano-tremor sword. Then throw it in a certain direction behind you. Ping-pong. Metal humming sounded. A figure flashed through the frozen ruins. It was a slender figure. A slender palm covered with a silver carapace-like substance on the back of the hand quickly picked up the single-edged nano-tremor sword that had fallen to the ground. A pair of golden vertical pupils looked hostilely at the tactical humanoid girl warriors in black full-coverage armor. Asudga, Zaksha, Ansbak. As soon as he opened his mouth, it was a string of obscure language. This is a tall and slender girl. Most of the area above her delicate body is covered and wrapped by a silver-white carapace-like substance. The sides of the delicate cheeks and the outline of the jaw also have this silvery white substance. There is also a pair of sky-high horns on the forehead. But these horns are not the same as those of corn believers. More like dragon horns. Ether Dragon. Qin Sheng shouted out the name in shock when he saw the girl's first glance. Ethereal civilization. It is a fifth-level civilization that Qin Sheng was very famous for in his previous life. It is said that when this race was born, it also happened to be the beginning of the Xinghai game. But in less than 100 years, it has developed from less than a first-level civilization to a fifth-level civilization. According to legend, this race is the descendant of the etheric dragon left over from the last cosmic era. Has some ethereal ancestry. Ether Dragon is a horrible name. The etheric dragon family is an extraordinary race that survived the Big Bang in the last cosmic era and survived in the current universe. What a horrible race this is. To survive the Big Bang of the last universe and survive into this universe. But unfortunately, it seems that the rules of this universe are different from the previous universe. Most of the etheric dragons died shortly after the universe began because they failed to adapt to this change in the rules. Qin Sheng in his previous life did not know how the etheric dragon race was born. Looking at it now, it turned out to have emerged from this ruin. It seems that the items that the fleets passing by the sixth-level civilization can snatch in the past life should be related to this etheric dragon girl in front of her. Coincidentally, in order to communicate and trade with the Ether Dragon civilization, Qin Sheng in his previous life also learned some Ether Dragon language. Immediately, Qin Sheng walked out from the heavy guards of the fighting humanoid girl. Emperor, be careful, Ella cried out anxiously. Fine. Qin Sheng waved his hand and stood in front of the ethereal dragon girl. When the etheric dragon girl saw Qin Sheng, she was at a loss. Inexplicably, she had a little more trust and love for Qin Sheng. Qin Sheng's Emperor aura works. As long as you are a humanoid, as long as you are a demihuman, you will be affected. The etheric dragons are also a demihuman race. Don't be afraid, we are not enemies. Qin Sheng stammered a little while speaking the etheric dragon language. Stammered a little while speaking the etheric dragon language. Stammered a little while